always, utilize these online platforms to be able to publish these papers? What are the strategic skills I actually need? As a metallurgist, we often think about, you have to be either learn about welding or just foundry and furnace and so many other things. But there's so many fields that we can actually be a part of, right? And leaders. So also power of academic writing. These are all things that so we'll be talking about art of global networking, how you can use your LinkedIn conferences, attend conferences, both either physical or virtually, right? Depending on what is actually available to you. And we must have also learned how we can professionally tell a story about everything happening, what you guys are working on in school, your projects, how you can, digitize and put it online. You never could tell who you'll be, networking with. And how you can as well, not just present itself to you, but how either as an individual or group of people you can come up collectively and create internship opportunities. We did this with myself and Tijani Bosco and so many other people during school. So I'll go straight into it now. Let me skip this part. So my full name is Abiodun Adebanjo Damilare, and I'm a student of Western Illinois University. I'm presently the president of National Society of Black Engineers. I did my undergrad in Yaba College of Technology, studying metallurgical materials engineering. I was also part of the big team, being the president of the department. I was also part of the national team. When I mean team, I mean the executives. We did quite a lot of things, right? That is just with me. So we start. First of all, what is metallurgy and materials engineering, right? I just want to talk a little bit about this, but I'll skip it. So when we hear metallurgical materials engineering, the first thing that comes to mind is, focus is about the discovery of the ores, the metals, the materials, and how we develop them, we process them, we test those same materials, and how we can actually use them for a particular field or industry, That's when we now start dropping it out to, metals, the ceramics, the polymers, and the composites and all. These are the basic things we know about metallurgy before we start. And when I say my metallurgy, like I rightly said, I mean metallurgical materials or even mining field, right? So also what comes to mind visually when we talk about metallurgical materials engineering is that, the ferrous metals, the non-ferrous metals, the polymers, the same materials, right? But if you also look at the right-hand side, we realize that there are some other fields which may not be like our core, should I call it fields in Nigeria? I wouldn't want you to was Nigeria, but I mean like those things we focus more on in Nigeria because I'm here addressing and talking to fellow students in Nigeria, right? So I want this seminar and this whole webinar to be all about you gaining more insight about how you can be of great impact, right? Where your field, metallurgy, can be felt in other industries, where it is even needed in the global space, and how you can also maximize those opportunities, either while you're in Nigeria. Not everybody will travel out of Nigeria, right? So while you're in Nigeria, the things you need to do to position yourself as that, thought leader, so that by the time you're coming out of school, the people you must have met, the works you must have partook in, and even if you want to travel out, when people ask you, what are the things you've done, the experiences which you've had, not necessarily the job opportunities, right? The things you must have made research about, you'll be able to speak well because you're confident about the things you've done. So that being said, the image on my right-hand side shows the industries where metallurgy is still needed. As a matter of fact, metallurgy is needed in every industry, either we like it or not, in the world. Talk about the phone, talk about the fan, talk about the TV, talk about anything. Everything is made of material or metal, right? This image on the right-hand side, I purposely brought this out because I am currently doing a research on things related to biomedical fields. So you can see that we have the hip reconstructions, we have the metal. When people have an accident, metals are actually being used, even the artificial knees, so many things, right? So that being said, we'll move to the next thing. I purposely use that image just to let you know the importance of metallurgy, right, in the world, which is good. Why metallurgy matters to the world? It matters because of the things I've actually said. I said metallurgy is needed in several industries. Biomedical engineering, they need corrosion resistance. Talk about in Nigeria, talk about oil and gas. Yes, it's still needed for the pipes, everything, the construction. Talk about the aerospace, the aeroplane you see. Materials engineers are the ones that decide, oh, they want these things to be light. They don't want it to be heavy, but at the same time, they want it to withstand some type of environment. Methodologies are actually needed in several industries, okay? So now we're talking about repositioning MME engineers for global opportunities. So this is where we'll be talking more. So this webinar will be focusing on two categories of students, which is one, and not just students. You may be still a student, either you've graduated or you're already in the industry, working professionally, right? But this webinar is focusing on two categories of engineers. Let me use the word engineers. One is a student, either you're in school, what are the things you need to do in order for you to not just build your career, but for you to get in contact with the right networks, the people you need, the experts in the industry, right? You will ask me how, but I'm not working, or I've not gotten that job. How will I get the opportunity to meet these people? You follow through and see how that can be possible. And the other category are people that, okay, either you're still a student and you're interested in, either traveling out and still being, furthering in this metallurgical field, or maybe you're done with school and you have an interest of, traveling out, and not just traveling out for the sake of traveling out, but traveling out, but being seen and accepted as a student that knows what he or she is doing, okay? Or either you're in the industry already and you're already practicing, but you also want to take advantage of these opportunities, travel out, and you actually want to apply, get the scholarships, get the grad assistantship as a metallurgist. You also see what we need to do. So I then said benefits. What are the benefits, right? When we're done, we'll talk about the networks, how you can be exposed, the endless opportunities, the scholarships, the grad assistantship, how you can utilize that, and this EB2NIW. There's something called EB2NIW. We'll talk about it if we have the time to do that. Okay, let's move to the next slide. All right, so the first category of students, right? Sorry, these my slides are going to definitely look like text, no images, because we want to have a discussion and understand what we need to do here, right? So first category of students, remember I said first category of engineers are either students or recently graduated students or people also working in Nigeria, but they're well comfortable there, but they just want to position themselves as a thought leader and they want to also take advantage of all these opportunities. So what can they do? So number one thing is, before you can think about a particular industry whereby you want to be of, great use to, you must first of all make your research, right? Right now, there should be little complaint, especially the youth of nowadays. Why? Because there's something called AI tools. And why am I bringing that on board right now? Is that any information, any research you need to do, you have your AI tools, you have your DeepSeek, you have your ChatGPT, you have a lot of them out there, right? And if you go online and just check, okay, what are the current local challenges in Nigeria? Because you are residents in Nigeria. So what are the current challenges in Nigeria? You see things like this, like, oh, we have underdeveloped manufacturing and processing sectors. That is, sectors that need more development, investment, and all sorts. That is beyond our own capacity, right? That's fine. You see poor infrastructure, which is just simply talking about maybe the foundries and rolling mills, how they operate. Some of them are no more operating. So we talk about things like neglect local researches, just see a bunch of things like this. But on the right hand side, you then ask yourself the question, okay, what are the steps I need to take? Apart from those things are complaints, they're like challenges. So how can I utilize those, like take advantage of those opportunities? Because they're not just challenges, they're opportunities. Number one is from day one as a student, either you're 100 level, 200 level, 300 level, or on the last semester, one thing you must always focus on, right, is that you must get the right skills. And why am I saying that? Before you're done in school, even the industry you're going to right there, outside there, in the corporate world, you have people that are already like 10 years ahead of you. They have 15 years experience. You see all those things experience, fine. There are some corporate experience, which is in doing the job itself. Why there are some that, when you look at the CV, people are talking about the skills which they have. They're talking about the tools which they already can use, right? But what you should be focusing on, right, as students, is that don't just focus on, oh, okay, my CV, what am I going to add? The 10 years or 15 years experience. Oh, have I done this also job? No. Your experience what are the technical skills? What are the things you can actually do? So you should be researching about, okay, what technical skills are actually available for me as a student or as a recently graduate or the person even working in an industry? What are the things I could learn? You can see some of them here. You have CAD, which I'm sure a lot of people will know about. We have the ANSYS, the SolidWorks, Abacus. These are just material simulations, right? Not everyone will use these tools, But before you decide on which tools you're actually learning, that is why I first of all spoke about understanding the local challenges. When you make your research and you then try to like focus, you see, there are different interests, there are different industries. So when you then look at, okay, do I want to be a structural engineer, or do I want to work in the, as a metallurgist, but at the same time still being involved in the biomedical space, that's going to determine the kind of skill you're actually, intending to get, right? So you should be focusing on the right technical skills which you should be getting, right? I wouldn't go deep into that. But when you go online, there are online platforms, there are online resources, a lot of them that you can utilize, you can learn for free. And that is one. Number two, you can focus on research. Okay, so being a student, either your 100 level, 200 level, in Nigeria, we have universities, we have polytechnics. In polytechnics, we do something called CWES. I think we also do it in university, or if IT. Pardon me, I've actually forgotten. So, but I know CWES is our IT training, or still the IT training. So rather than you waiting for the full-time, the ND2 or HND2, and for university, I think CWES is actually done. IT is actually done either in the 300 level there, but I can't really remember now. So, but rather than you waiting for that time until you get a particular project you want to work on, and also the kind of project you work on in Nigeria, some people will, go create a chair, a metallic chair, or they create things that are not that relevant in the industry, right? I would advise you that you can do your research online. Go to ChatGPT, ask questions, simple as, oh, what are the metallurgical materials, mini projects I could work on as a student, and the resources will be available to me here in Nigeria. As simple as what I've just said. If you put it into ChatGPT, you get a lot of projects, get a lot of relevant things you can do. So once you then see those lists of projects, you can then try to focus on a particular one. If you focus on a particular one, you can then still ask ChatGPT to give you steps about what you need to do. I know what we're not here to talk about ChatGPT, but I'm just trying to tell you that everything we're going to be talking about, you already have an assistant, you have a ChatGPT. Utilize those tools. But to give you the steps, what you then need to do is, if you realize, okay, you want to start working, building yourself up to be maybe a structural engineer, or there's this problem in the medical field when people have accidents and they have issues in their leg. Okay, how can we actually can we make research about the materials which can be used to replace, we have titanium alloys, we have steel 316, everything is possible. When you make your research, you see things beyond what you were not even thinking or imagining about, or something that somebody has done in another country. From then, when you pick it up, the results will be endless because you keep working on it. When you see an interest, when you see a particular topic which pick your interest, all you have to do is go on LinkedIn, research about people near you who are also like consultants or experts who are working in that particular field. We get into that later. So once you do your research, right, the research there are ways whereby our advisor as a student, it's good when you can as well learn how to publish papers. Okay, in Nigeria, we can work on projects. We say we publish our papers, but all we do is we do them just to get our grades. Our advice when you work on things like that, publish it online. There are platforms you can publish them. You have ResearchGate, a whole lot of them. There are a lot of them, right? The list is endless. Make sure you publish them because you will definitely benefit from it later. Let's move ahead. You can as well ask yourself the question that, okay, why being a student in Nigeria? How can I take advantage of internship and apprenticeship? Is it possible? I'm a student, I'm in Nigeria, I'm still going to school, I don't have the time. Or is that how it's even possible to get these opportunities? So I'll quickly say a brief thing. While I was in school, right, Tijani Bosun was also being a vice president. I was also a president back in Nigeria. We did something, right, as a president. And I'm saying this specifically for maybe some student leaders or even you as an individual, right? You guys can come together in your respective schools, come up with something. So what we did then was we did something called 2 weeks summer internship training. And what we did is we wrote a letter. We wrote the letter and sent it across to engineering companies in Lagos, right? And we told them, we don't need their money. All we just need from them is that, some of our students actually have the issues of not being able to, get the right jobs that they need after school. And we also know that those companies, they themselves too, they have difficulty spending a lot of money, employing the engineers, the right engineers or the students. And after when you employ them, you still need to train them. So we then told them that, okay, what if during the semester breaks, right, that is during the holiday, students can come to your own company, right? They are like not really C-West students. They are just few students. Let them come learn in your foundry. Let them see how things are actually being done. What we do, the theoretical parts that are actually being taught in school. Let them do those things on campus, and you don't need to pay them, except you just want to support them. And you wouldn't believe that some companies actually did that, and some of them even supported some of the students, right? Why am I saying this? You can either message a consultant on LinkedIn. I don't want to keep using the word LinkedIn. There are so many platforms as well that you can, if you attend conferences, you can meet people, go out there. You tell them, oh, I'm a student, but I'm actually doing my research in this particular industry, or I've actually published articles about a particular thing, and I've been, deep diving about this, but I realize you're an expert in this. Oh, I don't mind working with you. People will actually make you stand out. And that is you doing that as an individual. But as a collective, maybe as a department, you guys can actually do that as well. Replicate these things, and you never could tell where these things can actually take you to. Number 4 is you can also, focus on being an entrepreneur. And I wouldn't say you should just focus on being an entrepreneur, because this word entrepreneur, these things, either an entrepreneur or a great worker, they actually come about in your journey in life. Sometimes you dabble into them, and because you already have interest in it and you have people you can actually look up to, you go straight into it. But you should start doing your research. Just do your research about no, let me say, while you're doing your research on maybe others, ChatGPT, asking questions. Okay, what are the current research being done as regards metallurgical materials engineering in Africa, in the world? When you look at them, you begin to get templates about how people are doing it, the steps they took. You can ask those questions. So from there, you can say, oh, don't focus on, I don't have the right resources to go buy a material, or, even if, there's a particular lab, someone is telling me to come to, I don't have the resources in order for me to go there. No, focus on getting those information first. Once you get those information, right, you may not be an entrepreneur immediately. So you might have even come out of school, probably you've already started working, but because of the ideas you've gotten and because of the little funds either you get there, or maybe the lab which could be available to you. But because of you've done your research already, you've already gained this little knowledge, right? I cannot be talking about this knowledge here, but I'm talking about whatever it is, the field or the knowledge you may get. You may get a particular time whereby you meet somebody and you may say, oh, okay, can I actually, be this? Can I actually do this with this particular person? If you don't do those research, when you meet a resource person tomorrow, you wouldn't know what you can actually gain or what you can actually even give to the person, right? So that's why I actually added this, that you can actually develop yourself, gaining those entrepreneur skills while you're still even being a student. And this has nothing to do or disturb you being a student while on campus, right? I then said, what are the practical steps you can actually take? Number 1 is get involved in community-based projects. So online, you can also do the research, like type on Google. The reason why I'm talking about these things, but I'm not just giving examples of the one happening here in US or just in Nigeria, is because number 1, there are different students here in different states in Nigeria, and there are different opportunity available to different people in different states. So that's why I'll keep pointing you to go to Google, type there, okay, community-based project that are actually, are people already doing something I can get involved around me, in my campus, in my school, or where you live. Even if they are not around you, they may be in another state. Maybe you're in Kaduna and one is happening in Lagos. It doesn't matter. Try to reach out to them. So as students, we should be actively trying to get engaged in those kind of projects, either virtually or physically. It will help you. You will learn something. You will come in contact with people. You will build relationships with them. Such that even after school, either you're looking for a job or you want to work as a research analyst, because you've been able to be part of a particular interesting topic or project, you'll be able to speak about it. Even when you're in contact or in front of an human resource person, an employer of labor, they want to hear you. It's not just about, what have you done in social companies? Do you know how to wed? Yes, it's good when you learn those things, when you know them. But sometimes, right, it's about how you think, right? How you've been part of a project. They want to, and when you speak, it's not the most important people in the project. It's not just the engineers, those who actually did the welding. It's about the thinking faculty, people that actually, before you weld or create a thing, there are some people that designed it. Those who designed it and took their time to say, when people lean on this chair, once their backbone pain them, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make the flap bend this way. We're going to, those people that constantly make research and they do those things before they then now give it to somebody, okay, create this and do this. You would think the person that did the most work is actually the welders or no, but you see those people that actually took time to make research about why this material, they need fiber in this to mix with this metal to do. That's where the real work is, right? So when you're in front of people and you're actually telling them the reason why you guys did this project, the challenges of this, people who actually know what they are doing, they will know that, okay, this person, when given an opportunity to now, be in a physical space where they can actually, do these things, they would be an exceptional student or an exceptional worker. So that's why I usually say try to get in touch, make research about community-based projects being done. Those are the things you can do as a student. And number 7, number 6, which is build an online portfolio. Just talk about any single thing you're doing, publish it on LinkedIn. Some people talk about, they don't know how to use LinkedIn. Even if it's Instagram or Facebook, publish it there anywhere. I don't want to just say LinkedIn. It is good, LinkedIn, because that's where you see most of the corporate people utilizing. But you can publish it anywhere. Talk about it. It will help you so that tomorrow when you're talking about those kind of things and people go to your online pages, they can be able to see the track record. They will be able to even believe that, okay, this person actually didn't just start this thing now, but they've been going all about following through with this while being a student, after students, and I'll show you how this can actually be of good advantage to you. Number 7, when I spoke about policy and advocacy involvement, which is one of the things you're doing, you're part of an association, NAMES, there's NIMS, right? There's NSC. Some of them, you don't know what you can gain, not just being a member of such association, but being part of it, attending those conferences. When you listen to them, either the global associations or the ones in Nigeria, from conversations, from what they say, you pick something. And if you're a student working on a research or working with people, you can only think beyond, you can't think beyond your level of reasoning. And you see that level of reasoning, it comes when you're constantly in search of something. So when you're making a research or you're listening to people, before you know it, what you hear from A, you hear from B, you do the research, you'll be so surprised that ideas about things you can actually work. So when you attend such people, you meet people, you'll be very much aware, right, about the things going on in your industry. And also be part of the, being a member of such association. I'll also show you why that is also good when we get to the other category, right? So talking about the examples of projects to work on, right? Number 1, these are just few lists. When you realize I put it there, I said ask AI tools. When you type in there, what are the mini, you can put it there, what are the mini projects you can work on as a student? Mini projects means the ones that would not, demand a lot of resources from you financially, or the materials that are available, so it doesn't give you the ones that are not available in Nigeria. You see things like sustainable alloys for roofing. So if I'm asking here, has anybody even here ever thought about, okay, the roofing, the materials being used? We have big companies already doing that, but do you know that when you go online, there are some, I won't use the word students, but there are some individuals that are currently already making research about the materials that can be used to substitute the current ones which are already being used maybe in Nigeria and also. So it's not just about the goal of substituting. They came about it by researching, okay, what materials whereby can as well still, maybe absorb heat. That has to do with maybe metal, right? So there are so many things whereby people came about. Then from there, they started going into research. When you start making research, start seeing what people are doing in other countries, you can as well ask yourself the same question. Is this already being done in Nigeria? How can we start, making the research? What materials are available? You see things like local corrosion inhibitors, recycling packaging solutions, not just recycling, when you see things like recycling, but there are some packages, there are some materials, there are some waste, metallic waste, there are a lot of things whereby that can also be, you can produce so many other things from it as well. What am I trying to say? As students, being in school, if you are actively involved, working on this kind of researches, publishing some papers, articles about this kind of things, even if you're able to publish a paper about this particular thing, imagine yourself coming out of school, or before you're out of school, you go for conferences, or you partake of an online, maybe webinar or training, and you meet an HR tomorrow and you're speaking to them, telling them, you're not just presenting to them and telling them, you're students of so school or you're metallurgical students, but you're telling them, presenting yourself by telling them, these are the projects I'm currently working on. As a researcher, I'll be able to find out, due to what is happening in a particular school. And these are the proofs. You are not just talking. You are showing them things you've done. I'm very certain If the person is a very good employer of labor, right, they should be so curious about the person who is not just being a student on campus, right, passing exam, being an A-list student, getting your 5.0, over 5.0, or no, it's not just about that. It's about what you can actually, it's very good. Don't get me wrong. Also, make sure you're passing your exams. But what is more important, what is going to be used out there in the industry is what you know, what you've learned, how involved you are. Do you really know what is actually being in the new discoveries? You should be able to talk about it and be able to defend it. I believe that should better, better present such students as one of the students the HR should be able to, say they want to employ or get involved with. So I'll go straight to the second category of students, right? If you're a student whereby you're in Nigeria, but at the same time, right, you're interested in either furthering your academics, still being a metallurgical engineer or mining and materials engineer, and what are the things you need to do? How does these things I've listed, how does it really benefit you? I would briefly talk about the way they think here, from either going to the interviews, right? The people you're talking to, and also the school here when you're writing your statements of purpose. So when you apply online, right? Okay, let me leave that so that it doesn't look as if this is an immigration webinar. So if you're in this category of students whereby you're a student or an engineer or you're already practicing these things in Nigeria, but you want to position yourself as someone that when they see the profile or when you talk or when you speak, or when you're interviewed, you want to be taken ahead first before any other person. So one thing I believe you should be doing is you should be making research about what are the global challenges around the metallurgical mining materials field. Global challenges that your own field could actually, not necessarily solve, but where you can come in, right? If you go to ChatGPT as well or any other platform, I have a reason for doing this so that after this training, you should know that you can go online, you can make research, you can find out these things. You don't need to wait until you get an expert. There's some information you say, oh, until I meet somebody who is working in this industry before you can get the information. No, you're wrong. Go online, right? Make the research. What are these challenges? You see things like sustainable and green materials. What are the challenges? It's going to tell you, oh, reduce environmental impact of materials. You say, okay, how can I actually do that? Okay. Then you see the need, eco-friendly materials, recyclable alloys, biodegradable polymers. What does that mean? You go online as well, you check about all of this. And when you check about them, then you also type into those search box that what are the materials available, readily available, either in Nigeria or nearby countries that I can use as an experiment or to be able to, solve these things. You will be so shocked and surprised that you're going to get the step-by-step process, where you can actually get these things and how you can, perform these things in a lab, right? Why am I saying this? I want you to know that what you need to do if you're in this category is go online first, understand the global challenges. When you then see these different fields, there's lightweight, high performance materials for those in aerospace, those in advanced manufacturing. From all these things, I can decide for you. You as an individual, you then ask yourself question, okay, what do I want to focus on? What field do I think, okay, I would like to, go deeper into? Or, oh, did I do my internship in industry, maybe a production industry, and you guys did with polymers, and also you say, okay, so if I think I can actually, go further by making more research, advanced research in this particular field, this will, put me at a better advantage being a polymer engineer. So that by the time you want to further your academics and you're saying, oh, you want to learn polymer engineering, when they see, oh, you studied metallurgical material engineering, you did internship in this particular field, or you did you did research or you published paper in this particular thing, everything aligns, and you're going ahead for such course. They see you as a serious student because they feel, okay, this person knows what he or she wants, right? After you've studied that, let's assume you decided to focus on biodegradable polymers or biomedical engineering industry, which is something I'm focusing on, right? You then move ahead to then ask yourself the question, okay, what are the mini projects I can work on in Nigeria? So you notice I type in here, I said mini project ideas for Nigerian students, which is still globally aligned and locally feasible. Locally feasible means what you can get in Nigeria locally. But the mini projects you can do, which is globally aligned, that when you're talking to maybe an immigration specialist or you're writing statements of purpose for a school, when they listen to it, they know that, oh, this is what we are currently facing as a challenge here in US or in UK or in Canada, anywhere, right? So that's why I typed this into ChatGPT, and you get similar things like this, right? You hear things like, oh, in energy material projects you can work on. So development of local clay-based thermal insulators. You ask yourself the question, okay, what does this mean? You see things like applying rural cook stove or cold storage. These are things that you can work on in Nigeria. Not necessarily mean you want to start saying how you want to work on rural cook stoves for maybe countries like US or UK, but you need to have experimented, worked on one or two things. Because the knowledge you're going to get from those things, or maybe solar cells, every country use solar panels, right, for energy. When you work on little things like that and you get the step-by-step process as to how you can, do those things. So by the time you're writing your statements of purpose, right, to any industry, they see you as a serious student. In fact, they see you as an expert. Let me use that word. They see you as an expert because I'm sure a lot of you know a lot of experts that they are graduates. They're already working in industry. The only thing they can talk about is maybe what they do in their company. But nobody can actually. I wouldn't use the word nobody, but I would say only few people can specifically tell you, oh, personally, this is what their interest is in, right? And these are the researches they've done. Oh, these are the projects they've also done. These are all the things I'm saying. The reason why I don't want to be coming here bringing some images of the research we've done, or maybe myself and some of my colleagues in the lab, and also is I don't want to present these things as a big thing. It's not big, right? It is big, but don't think research are things you can achieve. They are just resources you have that are available to you. Schools here in US, the only reason why we can work on some kind of research is because of some tools that are available, some labs that are available. But ask yourself the question first of all, in the space where I am in Nigeria, what are the things that are available to me? So you can get those knowledge, right? You can get a lot of those information from ChatGPT. I keep using the word ChatGPT because you can get it from experts, right? But you can get them right now by asking those questions, and you get a lot of this kind of information that, oh, you can work on sustainable materials and recycling. Really, it gives you different kind of information. Okay, production of composite bricks. When you look at all these things, you then decide that, okay, what particular field do I want to focus on? By the time you focus on a particular skill, a particular field, okay, let me do this mini project while I'm still being a student in Nigeria, right? I put in, let's move to the next stage where I said, how can you be involved? I said you can get involved globally, right? By attending conferences as well, engaging, meeting people. Why does those things matter? It matters because when you want to travel out, either you go for, what's it called? Interview, sorry, when you go for interview sessions, right? The questions they're going to be asking you will be, okay, what did you study in school? Oh, I studied metallurgical materials engineering. Oh, why are you intending to travel out? The question shouldn't be the answer rather shouldn't just be, oh, you want to travel out because, oh, you intend to further your education. Nobody really cares. They don't care. But what you should be talking about is, oh, based on these challenges, being a student that I'll be able to identify in Nigeria, in corrosion, or maybe in foundry, anything in the biomedical industry in Nigeria, we have little. These are the percentage of people we have in Nigeria. This is what we're wasting. But because of the XYZ mini project I did, and because of the things they actually do in this school, so I feel traveling out, getting this information, and me, being able to get it, I'll be able to, come back to Nigeria, even if maybe may not have the intention of coming back. But you can tell them, oh, these are the things I need to do. Whereby by the time you're actually done, you won't just be getting the knowledge for yourself. But by the time you're done, you guys are also training a lot of students to do. They'll be like, oh wow, this is awesome, right? Because these are the knowledge and these are the things you're going to be telling them, and these are the things you're going to be doing. That is for interview sessions. I'll go straight into, there are a lot of people, even some students here. I'm a student. I'm doing computer science here in Nigeria. Here in US, right? I did metallurgical materials engineering in Nigeria. But do you know that you can come here, not just being a student, paying hard-earned money? Some of us, like I myself, I'm paying my school fees. There are a lot of you, even you're a student in Nigeria, you can come and you can actually come fully sponsored, right? You can get things like graduate assistantship opportunities. The people that actually get these things are people that have actually done these things I'm actually telling you. I didn't know much about it, which is why this kind of webinars are good for you. Because when you apply for graduate assistantship, right, they don't just give it out to anybody. So they give it to people that you're a student, you are planning for, maybe you want to do nanotechnology or metallurgical engineering courses, biomedical, anything. They will now ask you when they interview you. Before they even interview you, they want to see your CV. The only people they will be inviting are people that when they see their track record, oh, when you're in school, you learned metallurgical materials engineering, you were involved in this project. Not necessarily the job you did. You might have not have practiced it like, when I mean job, like, in an industry. It is also good, but I'm saying the research you've worked on, they know you must have gained experience about it. The little lab work you did, which you may not even be the main person, you may just join some people doing some research. They see you as, okay, you've gained a lot of practical experience. So by the time you now start writing the statements of purpose, right? Pointing in towards your own interest that, oh, due to the things you already know, these are the main reason why you want to still further this because you'll be doing this X, Y, Z. By the time they'll be scheduling an interview with few people like that. So when you then go for such things, what they want to hear from you is, oh, these are the track record of things. They want to see your interest, right? So these are the major people that have the high opportunity of getting this slot of graduate assistantship. And graduate assistantship mean you are getting admitted into school. You're not paying any school fees, and the school is as well paying you some stipend, which will still be enough for your housing. Let me leave that, right? So those are things that is very good you do, right? Another thing you should know is you can as well. I know of students that from Nigeria or from India, because I know like a lot of people on campus. Some people from China, a lot of them, they got like full sponsorship and graduate assistantship opportunities because of some of them just published a paper online. They didn't even do some of these projects and research, but because those projects that they publish, right, was so big, because when they applied for that role, the person interviewing him was asking him some questions, and he began talking about the research, the experience he gained, and all. So the professor was able to say, okay, this person will be much more instrumental for him because he can see the dedication of that student while being a student, right? And that was how we got the opportunity. So I would like to say, even in Nigeria, there are some grant opportunities you can apply to as a student, right? But you can apply to them only when you can push a particular thing. What are you researching about? What are the things you've come about? Some of you, once you start making big research about that, you realize that even you yourself, business ideas will start coming to you. Because when you start looking online, start seeing what other students or engineers, people that are already practicing, are doing in other countries, you will be, encouraged. Because the more you find out about something, you go deep dive into the research and realize, oh, I can do these things. You guys experiment it, and it happens. Then the next thing is you can just be saying, oh, we can do this thing. The only thing is we may be limited by maybe finances and all sorts. So I want you to know that people that you see do great things, build those big businesses. Some of them didn't start up with the idea that, oh, they want to do this thing as a business or they want to build this company. It was from research, getting engaged, following up with people that those things started coming up, right? Also, startup funds. People that apply as for all the startup funds. I'm actually covering different things because I know this involves students, but I also want you to know that you can use this as an advantage for anything as long as it has to do with your field, metallurgical materials engineering, right? People who intend to start up something, you can get funds. People that get all these funds are not just people that talk about the needs of what they need finance for in their particular company or industry. No, I'm a business person. I had the opportunity of doing that for quite a number of years, right? People who actually get these things are people that can really identify to say, oh, in this particular thing we've done, these are the few things I've been able to do. These are the experiments we've performed, and we're only in this form for so thing, right? So even being a business person or an investor, they only give funds to students or to engineers that they can see that, oh, even without you having this big funds in your own little space, you'll be able to come up with this one thing. So if you say you want to come up with 1,000 things, they know for sure that this person will not just, waste this money, right? They can actually give this to the students. And imagine if even being a student, you partake of these kind of things, you maximize this opportunity and you intend to travel out and you're part of your resume, you're sending it to the school that, oh, I'm a student, I partook of this research, or I published this paper. Oh, I even partook of this startup competition and I became second or third. For what? They ask you, oh, we started making research about biodegradable, materials. That is when people have accident, what you put in the. But when you start talking, people see you as an exceptional student. They don't just see you as the normal regular students, right? Another thing you should know is career-wise, you can focus on being a research analyst. You know, the word research analyst, yes, a few people I know that are actually doing that in Nigeria, right? But also, there are a lot of opportunities out there, even while you're in Nigeria, right? You don't need to come here to be a research analyst. But they only give the opportunity to maybe students or graduates that actually have some few things like this. You know, when you publish a paper, I keep talking about publishing paper because countries like here in US, they are very big on when you have certificates about a particular thing, when you've worked on a research. You know, working on a research to them is very big because they mean you've actually identified a particular industry. You've taken your time to research about what is actually, there as a challenge, and you're trying to come up with a solution. So I also want to change your narrative that working on a research doesn't necessarily mean you have come up with a big solution, to solve that thing globally. No, it could be a review paper. What it means is you're trying to review what other people have actually done as a research in a particular industry. You've gotten the ideas about the things you've done. So from your own little research as well, maybe where they stop, yes, you can as well move further by saying, oh, these are other ways that people have not really cited online, and you feel could be done, or you guys then did yours, and these are the results. So the next person that will be taking your own paper and citing your paper will also continue from there. But at the same time, sometimes it could just be a review paper. These are the things we'll be able to identify. And from your own research, you realize that, oh, these are other industries that this metallurgical field is not being, utilized well, especially in Nigeria. See, in Nigeria, there are a lot of papers that can be written because there are a lot of people that are not really focusing on that particular area. They leave it to maybe PhD students or maybe experts. No, researches are even majorly meant for students because you are a student, you're the one doing the experiment. That is how it is seen, here in US or UK. But those things are people that things are not really big in Nigeria. And I feel if you can do that, I did a research in Nigeria, right, while I was a student, and I can tell you for a fact, after school, I got involved into technology, IT. I was very big in IT. I started doing software application and all sorts. But I'm here in US, right? And I'm still studying computer science, not directly related to metallurgy. But because of the journey and because of my experience and because of my involvement, I'm a very curious person. Right now, right, I'm actually navigating back into biomedical engineering that has to still do with metallurgical and materials engineering. But now I'm doing it as relating with cybersecurity. And cybersecurity can only come up because I'm doing computer science. So what am I trying to say? You should be focusing more, not just metallurgical field, metallurgical industry, furnace. No, you should be focusing on where can you apply metallurgical and materials knowledge, skill to that is other industry. Talk about medical field. Talk about, there are so many industries out there that you can actually realize that, even nano composites, there are so many um, professionals that you can work with. You guys can come together. So when you start looking at those kind of industry, that is what are like great effects in countries like this, US, UK, Europe, because you don't just be saying, oh, you're a metallurgical engineer. Okay, metallurgical engineer, what do you want to present yourself as? Yes, you're studying this particular industry, and you're, working on the materials, how to not corrode, so many other things, which is good. But there are a lot of research out there when you start, focusing on where the metallurgical field or the materials or the tools can actually be applied. It is endless. Look at medical fields, look at construction, like a lot of them. It is actually endless. And by you thinking like that, that will make it so broad for you to know that, you're actually needed in every industry in the world, right? Publish these things online. Even when you've not gotten to the final stage, you can publish them online. These are the things I'm working on. These are the experts I'm working on. Reach out to people while you're being a student, right? One thing you must know is that you see that platform LinkedIn, it's very big. Not just only LinkedIn, but I keep mentioning LinkedIn because in Nigeria, LinkedIn is more like a professional platform that we all use and a lot of people are there. Globally, we also have other people there as well. In Nigeria, when myself and Tijani Bosun, right, and other executives, when we did our own CWES, that is our, I won't say CWES, when we did our training during the semester breaks, when we approached so many organizations and we wrote to them, I wrote to them, fine. I wrote the proposal to them, not as a student. I wrote it as an association. And I didn't even mention, oh, metallurgical. We just said, oh, we are a particular student, we are a particular member of a particular association. and we're focusing on the social problems, and we're partnering with other fellow organizations, and we feel the organization is also lacking these things, and we want you to give the students this opportunity to do this. A lot of them give us those opportunity, right? And by the time they met us, that was when they knew, oh, we were students. You see all those kind of things. When students like you also do those kind of things, publish it online. By the time you're applying to, maybe you want to school abroad, you want to apply for the scholarship, or you want to do, you see those things I've mentioned that you've gotten yourself involved. Once you list it, because I see application of people that get these things, some of them, they have few of these things. So if you're coming from Nigeria as a student and you're having those things, I'm telling you for a fact, they see you as, oh, this is a serious student. This is a person that's actively getting involved in what is necessary globally. This is the person that is not just working on, projects that, oh, you're making metallic chair or metallic stool, or, I'm sorry, I'm not kind of like shaming some of the things we work on as project in Nigeria, but you're actively getting involved in talking about, biomedical materials, or you're checking the comparison of steel 316 with titanium alloys, that when people have accidents, in the medical industry, which is still big. These are researches that are still being done in Nigeria. You are not a student talking about it that, oh, you got this too. I'm just talking about that because that was what I worked on in Nigeria. When I was given this project by Engineer Mike, right, in Yaba College of Technology, we were so disgruntled that, why will he give us this huge project, blah, blah, we just want to do our metallic suit, or we just want to do this. We didn't know that this man is just helping us. Or let me say, I didn't know that this man is helping me, because you see that project I did. Then it was more like a PhD research, right? Because we later got to find out that someone was actually doing it as a PhD student. And even for myself and my research team, because we're in a group, for us to buy the titanium alloys alone, it was very expensive. Very, very expensive. Even getting the steel 316, right? It was a lot. We had to get just a little fraction of it. Trying to find out the school or the lab that had the same. It's only few schools in Nigeria that had it. So we had to travel down. We went to Otta, in Covenant University. We met the professors. Even they were wow that which professor is stressing us, a student, Yaba Tech student, HNE student doing this kind of project. But I can tell you for a fact that some of the things I'm now currently doing right now in US, working into biomedical, working in the biomedical engineering field, it has to do with the same thing I did back in Nigeria. I didn't know that I was going to dabble into it. But I'm trying to tell you that sometimes when you're somebody who's curious, when you get involved in things that are of interest, either somebody brought you in, like my professor, or maybe or you yourself, you were, online, you were making research. Tomorrow, you never could tell where you will be. Tijani Bosu right now is currently the president of, Names National. Back in Nigeria, in Yabatek, when we were doing these things together, and he was vice president, he was one of the people that were actively involved. If I'm going to talk about the things that we did together, that I could say, oh, I got some awards as, best this. It wasn't just because of what I did. It was because of students like him and so many other people. I can talk about James. He's not here. So you see those kind of people, because of the track record of some things they've done, by the time they start publishing papers, going online, doing this, by the time somebody like him or any other person, which I don't know yet, is going to be, speaking to a global person that, oh, I want to come study this course, or I want to work as a research analyst in this, and they ask, okay, what are your track records? And you start talking about those things. Trust me, those are the things they want to hear. And if it takes a step ahead, going to get some certifications, which some of them are free online, some are paid, or you've worked with these same tools, they'll be like, oh, really? So even if India owns space, there's a lot of things that they still need to bring you into to do. But because you'll be able to cite that, oh, what they just want to know is a student in Nigeria with the little resources that is available to you, and you're able to work on XYZ, you're able to meet these people. They see you that, okay, when they bring you in and give you this global opportunity, you'll be able to, you'll be someone that you're not just thinking or waiting for, instructions, but you're someone who is eager or already taking steps to make research. You'll be able to actually do a whole lot, right? So I then also cited that what are the available professions? That is, well, if we were to talk about the career opportunities that is available for you, either being in Nigeria, you can be in Nigeria and still work with global industries. Trust me, it's not just tech guys that can work with global experts or professionals while they're in Nigeria. Though for a person, I was a tech person, right? And I was working with different um, people, clients all over, like I won't say all over the world, but like specifically maybe US, UK, and Canada. But when I came to US, right, I didn't realize that it's not just tech guys that can actually do these things. What are the opportunities? As a student, trust me, you can actually network with people on those platforms. As an engineer, that is somebody that have either recently graduated or you're working in industries. When you begin to join some global platforms, right, you begin to work on this research. You now begin to work on this little experiment. Imagine when you now also make research about maybe professors or maybe researchers or maybe experts here, maybe in US or UK that are actually working on things like this. You reach out to them. Don't just reach out to them writing long things. These are the strategy I want to start giving to you guys, which some people have actually utilized and I learned from. Imagine you, after you've researched about, let me take myself for instance, biomedical engineering industry, and I'm writing a lot of things about it. I've made my research and I've realized that, I'm assuming that I'm still in Nigeria and I'm working on this research. And there are professors working on this particular research, professors in some prestigious schools, or maybe there are some experts working in this particular industry. What you just have to do, even when you're not a friend to them, right? You can send friend requests to them, write a little brief with that, you really appreciate them, you be following up on them about the research which they've been doing in particular industry, you have great interest in it, and this is something that you feel that you have a lot to share. Leave them. A lot of them are actually, when people see that, this person is talking about what they actually did, people like when you appreciate them. People don't just like when you come to them, you're asking about, you want to apply, you're looking for an opportunities for you to be a graduate. I said, nobody has time. Nobody, like, when I use this word, I'm sorry, it's maybe cold. Nobody cares about you. You're the one that knows what you want, and you have to be strategic about how you do it. Now imagine you go online, you write about what you'll be doing, your research, and you now tag. After, once they accept you as maybe friend request, you tag them and say, you're not talking to them directly, but you're just citing, this is what I'm actually currently working on, and these are the things I've actually figured out. You add your images, your data, and also you now write it that, even so person, you tag the person that this is a person who is also currently working on so things. You'll be following up on the person. This is somebody that is, of great influence in so country, US, Canada. Trust me, I have people that have used a strategy that once you start writing great things about that, and you start tagging them, by the time, it's a strategy. By the time you now say, maybe you're targeting the person who was working in a particular industry for years, or the person is a professor, and you know that by the time you are applying for admission in the school and you're applying as graduate assistantship, it's not just the school that is employing you as a graduate assistant to the professor. It is the professors themselves making those decisions, right? I've had the situations whereby professors will skip students that are on campus that are applying for those opportunities, and they are taking people applying from other countries like Nigeria just because maybe the person have created a relationship with them. A friend of mine did this as a strategy, started tagging, them, started writing good things about them. And before you knew it, even on Christmas days, he's appreciating them that, he's just here, relaxing, he's working about this research. And, and he was able to take this particular article that this particular professor published. And from the article also helped him in order to be able to make a lot of research. Those things are strategies. And trust me, this guy who was in Nigeria then, he's now in US, who was in Nigeria then, he was able to get a lot of graduate assistantship, because what he would then do then, he would now apply to the school and message, some of those professors, trust me, they would have come to the comment section, they would say, thank you for commenting or saying good things about me. They are not like seeing you, not just as a student, they are appreciating you. Once he then apply to those schools, he would then go to them and say, professor, I realize that your school actually have some graduate assistantship opportunities open for this, for this course. And because of my interest, I would like to actually work directly with you or somebody. Believe me, if I should show you a screenshot of the number of professors that were replying in and giving him the opportunity, even they chose him, they interviewed him, and there are so many students that are already even in US that are applying for such opportunity. But they went ahead to look at somebody who's not even in the country. Why? Because they went ahead that, this is somebody that's been publishing, this is somebody that's been commending them, this is somebody that has been saying he has been working in this particular field. And this guy, right, what he was doing in Nigeria, he was a marketer. He was working as a bank marketer. He was not even into AI. What he focused on was talking about AI industry and also. But if you go to his LinkedIn profile, you see a lot of things like that. Those are the kind of things I want you to focus on. I'm not saying fake it. You're not faking it. You're doing your research. You're building your profile. You're trying to use it to apply for job opportunities. You're trying to use it to come in contact with this industry, global leaders. You're trying to use it to come in contact with these professors, build relationships, networks.
It's that same drive.
In Nigeria, while you're still in Nigeria, right? After you look at all these different professions which you can do, I wouldn't talk about them. You can see, as has been laid, that when you do your research, you will be the one to decide that, oh, do I want to focus on materials testing, engineer, or I want to focus on sustainable materials, consultants, or present yourself to be that. After you do all of that, and you also do your research about the global careers that are available in USA, when you now look at the field you want to focus on, those are now the field that you now start, doing your research about, asking ChatGPT that where you can come up with little projects that are globally aligned, globally accepted, but also locally feasible, where the resources you can get in Nigeria. Once you now decide, those are the things you start publishing your papers about, you start doing your research, start attending conferences, meeting people, both in Nigeria, outside, you build projects, you work on it. The second category of students, when you apply, go for conferences, they will definitely take you. They will take you as one of the A-list students. And let me now shock you again. From Nigeria, a lot of students, I know this was not part of the things I discussed with Tijani that I was going to discuss, but I quickly decided that no, it is not enough for me to just talk about you being a metallurgical student, the things you have to focus on, what you have to start working on. As a day one student, you have to start working on your research. Don't wait till when the period when the professor is giving you a topic, a research topic to work on. No, it is too late. I'm not saying it's not too late for you to get your grade and pass, but if you really, really want to build that profile, right? And don't say because you're a final year student, it is late. It's not late for you. What I just mean is you have to start now. Start making your research, start building your profile, start publishing papers, start doing all of those things, because either you want to get a job in Nigeria or apply as a research analyst. There are a lot of jobs out there whereby you don't need to be there physically. It's not only tech guys that can do it. Once they see that, oh, this guy has been heavily involved in material engineering, and these are the things there are some virtual labs, there are some tools you can use. Go online. I don't want to start mentioning them. There are a lot of them. You can work remotely, right? Research analysts, you don't need to be there. You're the one. There are some companies out there that they already have products they've already worked on, so they need people to keep making research about. Imagine you being a research analyst for a big production company that produce polymer, and you're able to come up with, or you identify something somebody is doing in another industry, in another country, because you're making research. And then I came up that, this particular resource is for more polythene, for more lightweight and almost stretchy, but at the same time, more stronger and durable. You cannot easily, when it comes under stress and all those kind of things, you now go to your control engineer, manager, or anybody that, these are the things you can apply in this industry, that if you guys apply this or if we, sorry, I'm using the word guys, if we apply this on, make use of this material into this, our production, it's going to reduce our production by XYZ. It's going to make it more durable. It's also going to make it more better than other materials in the industry. Trust me, there are so many people that work as research analysts just doing that. That's their job. So it doesn't mean they are not doing anything. They are doing a lot of things, because what they do, they will test it. Once it works, they test it again. Once it works, they launch it out there. All right. So now imagine if you're doing all of that, right? I then decided that, okay, those are the things you need to do. And I then also now need to let you know that as a student in Nigeria or as a practicing engineer, you can get green card directly from Nigeria. This is kind of like outside the scope of what I told you that we're going to be discussing about, but it will benefit you guys. I just want you guys to make a research about what is called EB2NIW. I want to look for where I typed it.
No, that's new. That's new.
Let me see. There's something called EB2NIW, right? I don't know. Some of you must have heard about it. Yes, you can see here where I wrote EB2NIW. You see this EB2NIW, right? It's one of the pathways that you can get a green card. I'm not saying it's important for you to come to US. This is not a seminar for people to say, they're interested in coming to US. But I'm just trying to tell you that you can be a global leader. Even while you want to further your career, or you want to just come here, do a course, or you want to come here, you want to learn more from experts, meet them as they go back to Nigeria. There are so many ways you can
because
go
you have
about it,
spent
and
too much
this
time. I should not stop you, Mami.
EB2NIW
You
is
guys
one
are
of the pathways.
interested.
And I will tell you
Are you guys
how you
interested in
can
all this thing?
easily
I should not
get it
stop
from
you.
all these things that we've been saying, right?
Are you guys
Because
interested? I should not
recently the
stop you.
US government
Don't worry,
just
I'm
did
patient
something
with us.
whereby
No,
before, if you're trying to
you have
come to
spent more than 40
US
minutes. Am I supposed to stop you
and
now?
you
Or
want
give
to
them
get the
second?
visa as
You
a
guys
visiting
like it.
person, that's B1, B2, they will
Fine.
tell you
Make it ready.
you can come, you get it for like 5 years, and you can come and go. You don't need to when you come here and you go back to Nigeria, you don't need to go back to the for interview in the embassy. You can just easily come and go again, as long as you don't stay more than 6 months as a stretch. But now they've made it just one entry, and it is the visa is 3 months. Once you get it, you must make sure you use it within that 3 months, and you can only come here once and go back.
Obviously, it does. Did
But
you say?
with this
Yes.
EB2NIW,
Okay.
right, it's a direct green card.
Where did
Now,
you
let me
write it?
take
You wrote
it
it
back
somewhere.
as a summary of what we're talking about.
EB2.
How can you get it? If you're a student, or you're a graduate, or you're an engineer, and you're already doing these things that I said, you've gone online, you've made your research, you're starting early, right? You're working on a project, you're publishing papers, you're even publishing articles. You don't even necessarily need to publish all papers. Trust me, you can be publishing articles, and you're actually, if you have the opportunity of speaking in an event like what is going on right now, you have your little coverage. Make sure you digitize all those things. You publish it
EB2
online.
space NIW.
You also work on a little mini project, right? Which you've asked ChatGPT, and ChatGPT was able to tell you, okay, yes, you can actually, do this, and you experimented on it. By the time you're now, building your profile, whereby you're showing that, oh, in Nigeria, you studied metallurgical materials engineering as a course, and while you're in school, you did this XYZ project, and you also partook of this competition in case you did, or you published paper, or even some of you that have the opportunity of now saying, oh, you work in social industry, and these were the things you were able to do, and because of you, or because of your advice, I wouldn't use the word advice, it may sound somehow, you can say because of your input, right, with your team alongside with your other experts, because while you're talking, they like when you're talking like you're working as a team player, you're not just talking about you, right? You can say when you did those things, these were your results. It helped the company to be able to now, like the example I gave, you gave a suggestion to your boss, and because of your suggestion and your research, now they were able to produce more better polythene material, or, and now they make more money, different things like that. EBTNIW just wants somebody that you are either a student with BSc certificate, and you have 5 years experience in that particular field. And because of the things you've done, they'll be able to see significant impact about what you've done. Now, they now want you to now, they only give the green card to people that what you now want to focus on. They will ask you, will US benefit from it? Is this something that US need? Which is one of the things we're talking about, which is global challenges here in US. Is this something they need? And how does your experience align to you being an expert that if they give you this green card, they know that, oh, when you come here, they're going to benefit from you.
I did the same thing.
When you're a student and you'll be able to build this profile, all you just need to do is go online, check ChatGPT. Again, I'll refer you to ChatGPT or Google. Check what are the things that are global challenges here in US, UK, and all sorts, that due to my experience being a metallurgical engineer student working on this project, and you put all the things there, that you can as well be of great significant impact to US, and it will make your petition, we call it petition, that is what you're writing to them, it will make your petition strong such that you'll be able to get this green card. ChatGPT will list it out for you, because you'll be able to work on this project, because you'll be able to be of great impact in this, that these are the things you need to work on, or these are the things you need to do. What I will just tell you specifically is, if you work on projects, you've been opportune to work in a particular industry for some time, right? Even if you've not worked in a particular industry, it's not compulsory, but you can really prove to US that these are the things you learned in school, and these are your little experience, which is not necessarily job experience, but these are the research you've done, these are the papers you've published, these are the maybe competitions you've done, or these are the places you've spoken, these are the awards you've been given. All these things I'm saying, it's not compulsory, but I'm just saying that if you can build on those things, maybe you organize a seminar, train people, you yourself, you can do it while in Nigeria. If you want to focus on biomedical industry, you can work on the research, train people about it, or train some expert about it. Document those things, publish it online. Believe me, a lot of people are getting this green card directly just because of these few things I've said. What I said here is like a summary, but when you go online, make your research about it, you realize that the step by step, it's a lot, but you can actually do these things. And you don't need to have been in the industry for like 20 years for you to get this advantage. So if some of you are actually given these opportunities, of course, it gives you more opportunity to come here, work as an expert, and you're not even going through the stress of saying you want to apply here as a student first, or go to school for like another 4 years being a master student, or do you understand what I'm trying to say? Getting the EB2 NIW is of two ways. Either if you have BSc and you have this experience which I've mentioned, or if you have master, that is, if you come to US, if you're a master student, or it can be a master student even from there in Nigeria. So if you have masters, they wouldn't ask you for the 5 years experience. They'll just say, I have masters, and you can tell them these are the things you want to do that will benefit US. It's not even necessary that you have actually done those things physically, that you've worked as a professional or you owned a startup company doing that particular thing. No. Do you understand? So you can profile it today. They just want to see your experience, some of the things you've worked on, your research, and people are actually getting these things on a platter of good, and a lot of people don't know about it. That's why I said no, I have to talk about it, right? So you can, if you're in Nigeria, what I mean is you have to be thinking about starting early. Start early as a student. Don't wait till you get to your final years, or if you're in Polytechnic, don't wait till you're in ND2 or until when you get to HND2 before you're working on a research and you'll be given a topic. Come up with topics that even when you give to your professors, they'll be asking that, wait, what's happening? Do you get? And before you get to that period, you've done a lot of research about these things. You've met people in the industry. Go for conferences. Don't just go for conferences and sit down. Write to people. Tag them, even people in Nigeria.
That's how we didn't write
Employers
to
of
people.
labor, don't think the only way you can meet employers of labor is when they publish job opportunities online and you write to them. I've already shared a little bit, even if I didn't go too much into details. Maybe Tijani, the president of NAMES, will, one day discuss with you guys, because he was also part of the whole process of how we got the opportunity of the training with all these big companies. And these were things that our respect to our previous guys that was ahead of us. So the previous executives that were ahead of us, they will show you a lot of things. They'll tell you that, they've written to many organizations. A lot of them did not sponsor students. They did not do it. No, the thing is, we were only able to get this is because we were not writing to those organizations, telling them or demanding money from them or telling them to sponsor us. We cited a problem which they had. We said they spend a lot of money training people after they employ them to understand what they are doing in their company, because practically that's not what they are taught in school. And we then told them their own difficulty to our students that, we too being a student, when we graduate and when we are done, some of us, even as metallurgical engineering students, even the IT, the so-called IT, some of us, we do it in the bank. Some people do it in industries that I don't want to mention, that have nothing to do with metallurgy. And you can't blame, because that is what is available. I then told them that, but if you guys can give us this opportunity, let us, during the semester breaks, the 2 months, the 3 months, instead of sitting at home, come to your company. Some of our few students, we selected some of our students anyway, from those that are in their final years that needed it the most. We sent some of them there. No, let them come for this training. Don't give us transport fare except you want to support us, which those companies eventually did, because they were so excited about it. Imagine few students doing that, and when they are not done graduating from school, you would have built a relationship with employers of labor, HR. We had direct contact with the owners, not really the owners of the company, but the managers, let me put it that way. But if you come in contact with maybe an expert, a consultant that own the company, and some of you take advantage of that, maybe by reaching out to them, when you're done with school, some of you, it will be easier for you to get these jobs. It will be easier for you to be able to talk or speak. Even it will give you that confidence. Because while you're in school, you guys can come together. I know I'm speaking with leaders, NAMES leaders in different industries, or even students. Talk to your leaders. You guys should come up with trainings. These were things that we were actively doing in school. These are the tools that students need. Not all students will do it, but come up with training. Tell them what are the tools you guys need, or what are the tools that are being used in the industry. Before you guys are done and wanted to go into the industry, do it now. Just either you raise money, talk to somebody in the industry that know those tools, tell them to come to do a training for you guys online, digital training. It can be on weekends because you guys may not have time, or you guys meet somebody there are some students that are very good, they know how to use these things. Talk to them. They may not decide to collect money from you guys. Tell them to train you guys, so that by the time you guys are done from school, before you're done, you can say you can use card. or you can use ANSYS, you can use this, and you also show some things you've done. That will even give you a lot of confidence when you're talking to HR, because you can confidently say, "Oh, you'll be able to do this." You would have, created this network. I also spoke about that for those now wanting to focus on how can I get jobs with all of this I've heard. We can't say there's a particular way of you getting this job, right? But when you begin to work on those things, begin to, reach out to people. I can talk about some people whereby they were not even looking for those jobs, but you see some experts when they now start checking online that, oh, some research analysts focusing on this industry, some, because your profile will now keep popping up. Some of those people are now the one reaching out to people that, oh, we're actually trying to come up with this particular project, or we're actually starting this industry, but we see that you're actively involved in so thing. Would you like to be part of us? Would you like to? Do you understand? So because I've met a lot of people here in US, they've done some things like that. I'm like, wait a minute. These are things that students in Nigeria can actually partake. They can actually do these things and take advantage of these kind of things. And if you intend to come here to US, even when you don't intend to come here to US, you can work as research analyst, work, in great, come up with great things like that. And who knows that during your research or during your experiment, you can even come up with something significant that will be like, wow. And before you know it, you may be the next, Elon Musk, or be the next Bill Gates. These things are easy. And you know why I'm saying these things are easy? Ideas are not easy. Projects are not easy. Coming up with a great idea, coming up with great things is not easy. Getting the finance. But what I mean by this is are easy is starting from where you are, making the research about it. First of all, check what people are doing. Where can you key into this from your experience? When you begin to ask yourself, oh, when I'm done with school, what area do I want to focus on? What is my interest? Let me tell you the truth. You can't necessarily 100% know your interest. You can know, okay, from what you've seen somebody done, or from what you watch on YouTube, or from where, oh, you think, okay, I want to focus on this area. Yes, you have where your passion lies. You can begin to go into those things. But opportunity may present itself that may not necessarily 100% align with it. Yes, take advantage of it. But because you're somebody who is curious already, you're actively online, checking. Um, Sorry, I want to be sure. Can you see me? I was like, I hope my video is not off. Is my video off?
No, no, no. Yeah, it's off. Sorry, we can't see, but we see what
No,
you're
no, no. The
presenting.
video is okay, sir.
No,
It's on.
no, we can't see him, but we can see what he's sharing. I think that's what he's referring to.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know I put up my video until now when I checked the other phone, but it's
okay.
fine.
Okay.
So, I'm so sorry about that. Oh, I do apologize. So, all this
Oh,
why.
we've been looking at the presentation.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So, basically, what I was trying to say is that once you focused on all these things that I've actually mentioned, even I myself, right? I can't tell you these are the opportunities that will be presented to you, but I only cited two things. If you're a student in Nigeria, and how you can actually, work on this project, how you can position, how you can come up with internship opportunity. I told you, people may not give internship opportunity. You guys have to create your own. These are things we did while in school. These are strategic ways. You have to be a step ahead of your peers. You have to be strategic about it. How do you even for your students that when they're done with school, how do they even come up with experiences even in their CV? You guys must have worked on projects. Myself and Tijani Boson, we, apart from along with other executives, I keep talking about this because, we are also, I can say this because we are living experience, proofs of some of these things I'm talking about. Because we're actively always talking about what are the projects we want to come about. We went to Abuja from Lagos, right? Alongside so many people like Honorable Onobanjo Adebola, right, who was then the Names national president, alongside so many other people, right? And what did we do? We went to RMRDC, the Raw Material Research and Development Council. They accepted that we have these things online, right? What were we doing? Because we said, oh, there are a lot of things that students on our own end in different states in Nigeria were trying to focus on. There are projects we've also worked on, right? And we feel if we don't have this direct relationship with, these industries that actually we need, right? They will be kind of like far from our students. But when the students come up with ideas and come up with projects that they want to do, we want to be able to have this close proximity with these global leaders. And trust me, it's just because of time they didn't permit us to do it, because we all graduated, right? There were great things we were supposed to do then, but still, we took a step. We did that. We worked on trainings. We worked on different things. So if you guys, or if you individuals or students, permit me, I'm using the word guys, right? If you actually partake in doing this, take it a step, go ahead, do these things. I'm telling you, the opportunities that will come to you, even you yourself as an individual, you wouldn't know. If you plan to travel out, no problem. You can make it strategic. Do all these things, build your profile, make it, progressive like that. By the time you're applying, even when you're doing your interview, I'm telling you what they want to know. They just want to know, oh, are you going to go back to your country and also? But you need to, once you're talking about this is the current challenges, you're talking about challenges, you're talking about solutions. You know that, oh, this person actually know what he or she wants to do. What about those people that want to get jobs, career jobs, while they're in Nigeria? They want to get jobs from people in US, or they even want to migrate. These are the things they want to look for. Once they see you're a researcher, they see you've worked on this experiment, or they see you worked on this, you're part of this startup, or you're actually a contributor to this, and these things are not hard. Once you start taking one step at a time, you begin to meet people that are also in industry that respect to a lot of our leaders, our elders. Let me use the word elders out there that are doing a lot of things. Reach out to them. Ask people that are part of maybe NSC. Ask people that are part of, there are a lot of groups out there. And again, one thing I want you to know is don't just focus on associations that has to do with metallurgy alone. For instance, I told you now that I'm currently working on, cybersecurity as it relates to biomedical engineering, right? I can begin to tell you a lot of things in that, but in that alone, it's not just metallurgy. There are a lot of associations I can keep listing that you may feel like, okay, but it has nothing to do with metallurgy. Yes, but it has something to do with both cybersecurity, it has something to do with biomaterials, it has something to do with, different industry like that. But because everybody is needed, so by the time rather that probably maybe I myself want to apply to maybe this EB2 NIW and stuff like that, I've met some experts in the industry. They know me, they know the things I'm already doing, they're already commending me from things like this. You need like recommendation letters from people like that. And US, they're very big on when you get people either from Nigeria or from US, but
Recommendation
majorly if you can
letter.
get from US, fine. Right? If you can
Recommendation
get from
letter.
people like that, but that they can actually speak about the things you're actually working on, that, oh no, this guy is actually a great guy, he has been working on so projects, he has been doing this. Those are the things that actually help you to get this kind of opportunities and get it well, approved. So I know I skipped a lot, and again, pardon me, I wanted to add some key points to this, but I'll leave that. Again, these are kind of industries I just want. You can take a screenshot, or I can share maybe this slide with the president and I can share it with you all. There are a
Yes,
lot
I
of
was going to ask
industries
for
you
the
can focus
slides,
on.
but when you're done, sorry to cut you
Yeah.
off. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So, as a metallurgical engineer or an expert, like I rightly said, or like I've been saying, go to ChatGPT. The reason why I keep pointing you to ChatGPT or go online is you will be,
Oh my
your mind will be
goodness.
blown because you see a lot of industry,
What's
a
that?
lot of things that they are currently doing. Let me also chip in this. As a metallurgist, as you're advancing, there's a word, I may not remember what the word says, but there's a saying out there that as you're advancing in life, right? Let me say you're studying metallurgical materials or mining engineering in school. As you're advancing, you're not just also doing metallurgical materials and engineering as a course. No, you'll be going deeper into a particular research.
Do you have any,
If you say you're an expert in something,
issue?
you'll be, you are narrowing down in a particular thing. So you
Have you
see
found
things
it?
like
The link,
biomedical
have you found
industry,
it?
they are focusing on implants and drug delivery and scaffolds. That particular industry, it still have to do with materials, right? But at the same time, you are not just focusing on, how to only weld or the corrosion part or the fun. You have now gone beyond. You are now working with medical practitioners. You are working with scientists. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? But your own part as a metallurgist is also very, very needed. And when you go into it, you realize that there are a particular field, right? A particular thing you need to use. There are some particular tools as a materials engineer that you need to now start learning because you're trying to focus in that particular biomedical field. If you go into nanotech, another awesome industry, and trust me, nanotech is a sweet thing anybody can transition into, even from being a metallurgical engineering student. If you want to
So this is
travel
the
out, if you
future.
have the intention of doing that,
I would just like to
nanotech, start talking
okay.
about CNCs, start talking about graphic, a lot of it like that. AI, you may be wondering, what does AI have to do with metallurgy? Ask ChatGPT. How
And
can
I'm
you
just
actually be
Nigeria
part of it?
network.
All this
So you don't know
machine
your
learning,
website
there are a
so
lot
well
of
these
them.
days.
It's code. Somebody like me who's maybe a programmer or maybe a tech person can be talking about, oh, AI, machine learning, I just said about the code to write like that. But there are some of these programs, right, that can actually work with machines or tools. For instance, let me just give you a little bit insight for an example so that you can understand what I'm trying to say. There are some people that invent Googles, right? The lenses, the glasses, and they say, oh, with it, those people who have maybe not speech impediment, but like maybe they can't really see very well, and also, but maybe with the glass, it can help them. There are some things they wear. It's kind of like connected to their brain, but apart from that, it's kind of like still enhances their vision. And all. Let me ask you the question: what are they wearing? Is that thing not made of materials? Even the things they are connecting that
Organization
is still
because it's a
working, there are some measure of
non-profit something.
what's it
ORG.
called now? I don't want to use composition.
ORG.
There's a measure of composition. So even if I take my phone, right, and I say something is part of someone's brain, they didn't just say, oh, because it's metal or it's a particular thing. They just, no, there will be a particular measure. So the work of the materials engineer is the one saying, oh, this, like me now, what I'm actually making research about the biomedical, you still have to do it. You're implanting metallic structures into the person's body. God forbid, back then somebody got into an accident, he got the leg broken. Of course, in Nigeria, you use the word Igbobi, right? It's the place where they repair the orthopedics, right? For people that don't know Igbobi, the orthopedics, right? They work with metals, for someone that does not have leg again or hand and all sorts. But here in US, they do that too as well. But because of artificial intelligence, because of technology, right? Do you know that there are some people that they have heart problem? Their heart is not beating regularly. But because of that, we have things like they are called insulin pumps. They implant it into the body. So it helps them to breathe normally, right? It regulates their breathing. But because of the technology, advancement of technology out there, the bad guys, I'll call them the bad guys, they are now kind of like trying to hack into those systems. Because imagine if somebody can hack into somebody's chest and heartbeat. Once they can make that thing beat abnormally, they can kill the person. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So one of the things I'm trying to now make research about is I'm trying to go deeper into the cybersecurity level, still using AI, but at the same time with this field, whereby AI can automatically detect when there's irregularity of those functions. So when somebody's trying to do those things, it will automatically, before you wait for the doctor or for the experts or people to detect those things, which they may be sleeping, they may even be beside the person and they may not know. But the AI will automatically detect those things and stop it. Still, I am still working with my materials engineer because there are some kind of materials that are used for those things that are implanted into the body. You know, I'm trying to tell you this thing is endless. For the one I was talking about before, previously for the Google, right? They are made of materials. There are a lot of also energy. There are a lot of all the solar panels, not just solar panels. So when we talk about energy, we may talk about solar panels, the wind. There are a lot of them, batteries. A lot of them, material engineers are needed. Those things may not be so big in Nigeria, but I say globally, these are things that people are needed. Metallurgical materials engineering, trust me, the same way you need IT guys all over the world, the same way you need them, because these are people that there's nothing you are doing in this world that is not developed with materials. This laptop I'm using to talk right now, to speak or to communicate with you guys, is made of materials, right?
True.
The phone I'm using materials, the clothes I'm putting on materials, right? Here in US, we have summertime, we have springtime, when there's sun, there's now some people that are advancing in their technology, making research about the kind of clothes they want to make, such that the materials that are being used is not, when it is winter, it will still protect you, but it will not be hard, it won't be too, so that you won't feel too much heat, but at the same time, you won't be too cold. These are done by material engineers. Alongside with, you have to work with maybe the medical guys because that's to do with the body,
True, yeah,
something
true.
that will not react. So these are what I'm trying to talk about, whereby you have to make research not just about something that has to do with metallurgy alone. Look at other industries. Ask ChatGPT, where is metallurgical field needed?
Selfies on
How can I
myself.
be part of this? How can I bring my
Selfies
own
on
knowledge? What
myself
are
is
the
the
things
say I
I need to
find.
start taking? What are the steps I need to start taking with the resources that are available for me
Really?
around me here in Nigeria, and even the ones that are not even around you? It doesn't matter. You can post them. You can talk to people. Go beyond that. The list is endless. So with this, we can keep going and going and going. But I see that I've even utilized more time than I was given. I do apologize. because I just have like a whole lot I think I want to, teach us. I feel maybe from the next webinars, not the next one, when I'm being invited, there are a lot of things I'd like to show you guys practically, show you some tools, or even if we won't even have time to show you, but like show you the real pictures. Yeah, we're just talking about it's all text, like I said, because we want to have a discussion. But by then, you see a video, you sometimes you see a link to this, really see it so that you can really know that these things are possible. So trust me, either you're a Nigerian student, you just want to be a student, you want to position yourself, getting jobs, or taking advantage of doing internship without
Am I still
you want to
going
do
on?
internship, but
So
not
am I
necessarily
still
doing
going
your
on?
IT or your CWS in Nigeria. You can do those
They
things.
should see
You
themselves
can
going.
create relationships. You can network. How do you network? Reach out to them strategically, work on research, tag them. People will respond to you. People like it when you say good things about them. That list, if people have like if they have a list of 100 people trying to get in touch with them, but they now have somebody who is the number 90, but it's tagging them, talking about the good things which they're doing, and also even if they're not even really doing all of those, they will come ahead and come and meet that. No, this person is saying good things about me. I want to come in contact with that person. I want to build a relationship with that particular person, right? So
Yes.
the list is actually
So,
endless,
so I want to call
and
your attention. Some people have been raising their hands up, but you're not giving them the space, I think.
oh, I'm so sorry. I can see that. Okay.
You see why I didn't want to? I
Okay,
didn't want to
they
disturb this
can
flow.
go. So with all this being said, I think I would like to stop here, and I hope I didn't confuse you like the way they say when they go for debate.
Yes.
But I was able to convince you guys to know that
Mic
metallurgy
is
is
on.
actually. Let me use this phone. Metallurgy is actually an interesting. It's actually an interesting course that you should be happy about. Either you dabbled yourself into it, that kind of thing whereby you apply for metallurgy, you apply for mechanical or petroleum, but you dabbled into it, or you actually apply to it. Just I want you to know that this is it's a gold mine course,
Sure
and
things.
you're actually needed in every industry, but you must be able to know how to position yourself. So what we're talking about here is just how can you position yourself to actually take advantage of this and just make this industry. So thank you so much. All right.
All right, thank you very much once again, our best alumni at the moment. So, guys that raise their hands up, you can feel free to ask your question, but let's be matured about it. So, Mr. Samuel Shegun Adegunro, do you have anything to say, please? You can unmute yourself.
All right, good evening. Thank you very much, Engineer Biodun. Thank you for all that you've said. So, very quickly, my question is: you spoke a lot about publishing our papers and all. I just want you to speak into that. How can we go about it, especially as a student that you may not have the funds to pay to publish? There's
Do they pay for
site
things like that?
that we can
Do they pay
publish
for
on
things like
freely,
that?
and
I
how we
thought
can go
it's free.
about it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Okay, so number one, you should first know that trying to work on a research, it's not about maybe there are some platforms that you need to pay to publish your papers, but at the same time, not all platforms. There are free platforms out there, right? That you can publish your paper. It's about the research that you want to do, not necessarily about the reason why I'm careful not to say you don't need money, but at the same time, you don't need money. So this is what I mean. It depends on the project you're trying to work on. Like for instance, I told you when I was in Yaba Tech in Nigeria, and we worked on a project, right, that has to do with comparison of steel 316 and titanium alloys.
Sure.
We needed to buy that material, which was very expensive. A very size like this size was like maybe 300 or something thousand naira. So myself
For
and my team,
real.
we had to contribute to do that. Do you understand? At that point, you'll be like, wow, we don't have the money, we
Yeah,
are
I'm so
students
crying.
and this and that. Some of us were working. Let me
Observation
leave
they
that. But
do
there are some projects, once
live
you want to work on
vid. I think I
research,
should be
you may
streaming
not even need
live
to
now.
buy anything except when you now want to
Mark and
experiment.
Aku are
So once
crazy
you now get
guys.
to the experimental level, of course, it can be maybe you have somebody. If your own research has to do with foundry, you have to talk about meeting a foundry expert. I even forgot to mention something during the webinar. I wanted to say, don't look, you see those people that actually have a foundry workshop, and also you may think they are not learned. Some of them, that is, see, you need them for a lot of things. Some of them, they are, you guess, I can't even say some of them, they are experts. What you need to do is, by the time maybe you're trying to work on something and you feel, oh, you need this particular lab, or there's a consultant, who has this particular lab and you need it, or there's this particular man, or let me use the word Baba so that it can sound like the way we call them. Maybe there's this Baba that actually owns this foundry workshop and you want to reach out to them. You can reach out to them actually. Go and meet them, right? These are the things you're actually working on, and these are the things you like to experiment. They will be so cool that really, a student is trying to work on this, right? So there's some research again that all you just have to do is based on you're doing research, you are getting papers that people have actually worked on. So let me show you. So number one, the platform you can get a lot of that from is scholars.google.com. So I would like to share my screen again so that I won't just be saying this thing, but you can really see what I'm actually showing you. Before you even start working on a research, I advise you to first of all do something. Make sure you go online first of all, see what other people have done in that particular industry. See what they're already talking about, where the research is, the advancements they've made, and where your own input will come in. So there's this platform called scholar.google.com. It's a very free site. Anyone can use it. So imagine me typing this. I typed this morning, maybe nanotechnology related researches 2025. Or let me even type the one I've been talking about, biomedical. Let me use the word implantable. Maybe I'm a student. I'm trying to focus on this. Implantable biomedical devices and security. I can put in 2025. This is just put in 2025. Do you know the reason why I type like this? I typed it here as if I don't really know exactly what I'm looking for. If I want to type it, of course, I'll type it exactly, which is cybersecurity, use in implantable biomedical. No, but, if it's like you're searching something on Google, come there. Oh, you just have an idea that, okay, you've done the research. I want to focus on implantable biomedical devices and maybe the security or maybe the usage, metallurgical and materials engineering. If you type it there, you see a lot of a bunch of papers. You can see this person just published that on 2025, 2024, 2025, 2025. Let me just click on securing the future of healthcare. That's the focus. But maybe ensuring privacy and security. So once you go there, right, there are some of them that it will lead you to a particular another website too, whereby what's it called? The papers will not be free, right? But there are some. Once you go to Scholar, this Google Scholar will give you an opportunity for you to be able to see a lot of those papers. Go to another platform, right? Go to ResearchGate. Something called ResearchGate.net. ResearchGate.net, a lot of people publish there. A lot of students, like I have a platform as well. Sorry, I have a profile. A lot of my students, these are some of my fellow students in school. These are my guys, actually. These are my friends. So you can come here, type any of the research paper. It will bring them out. You click, you see them. You can as well publish on ResearchGate for free. You don't need to pay on both ResearchGate. And I wouldn't just want to say, ResearchGate and other platforms. Type on Google. That's why I keep, the reason why I keep pointing you to ChatGPT. Type things like free platforms where you can publish your papers, or platforms where I can publish my papers for free. You will get them. Some of them, the reason why some of us as students, or maybe because I'm doing my master's now, I want to publish on some type of platforms, which can be as journals, because there are some platforms that when those papers are accepted, you are not just uploading them. They will scrutinize this, they will review this, they will do that. It's because of those bodies are seen as a professional body. Do you get? So when I'm trying to, because there's a place I'll be speaking here in US, if I go there and on the platform is a conference and I'm presenting my paper and I'm talking about the research we're doing and I'm talking about it was cited, it's also journal, it's also platform, they will know that no, these guys know what they are doing, because that platform is, they have like experts in the industry. These are not experts, these are people that, they review the paper. Before you publish it, they will review it before they accept you get. So for now, being a student, if you can publish on those kind of platforms, it's all good. Some of them even need, it is free. Why some of those platforms, they will just need to review it Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Why some of them you need to make a payment, but for you as a student first, I would say focus on using ResearchGate, you know, and in also finding out what other people are doing. You can check ResearchGate, check what people are doing, check for scholar.google.com. There's another one in my mind right now, but I can't really remember the spelling. But if I get it, I'll send it to the group. So yeah, that being said, you can use ResearchGate, maybe Google Scholar to find out these things. Do you need money? You don't necessarily need money to first research what people are doing, find out all what they are actually doing. Take it from there. You need to first find. Is when you've gotten all your information first. When you now want to start working on the experiment, depending on what your own research is all about. That is what will determine if you want to spend 5 naira or 50 naira or maybe 50,000, 100,000, or maybe you're not even spending anything. Maybe due to your research, you've now gotten information about a nearby lab or maybe your school. I don't know where you are, Kano, Nasarawa, Lagos. Maybe there's a school that have that particular tool. Like in my case, when we were in Yabatech and we needed it too, we didn't have money to go buy a SEM. But myself and my team, we had to now go down to Covenant University in Ottawa. Though I've been in communication with them, trying to tell them the day will come, and they say no problem. So when we went, we had to go when the professor will have time for us, because he was even shocked, like, wow, HND students are actually working this kind of project, because he too, he's a professor, he's a PhD, so he knew those guys. Was like, this guy who is giving you guys. When we spoke to him, was like, oh wow, he gave us the opportunity, we used it. That was where we got our graphs, and I can show you guys here. That was where we got our graphs from, the results and every other thing. We wouldn't have had the opportunity, or if we're going to say we want to buy it, that's millions of naira, but we don't have the money. So yeah, so don't focus on the money, focus on the research. Where can you get all the information from? So by the time as it goes, even when some research will take millions, but because of how great the information will be, so we'll be able to,
Sorry, the
utilize
next
that.
person's Mr. Osaz. Your hands are up. Okay, Names Senate President, please, sir, you have the floor to ask your question.
Sorry, good evening, everybody.
Good
Sorry,
evening.
I thought I would miss my mic. I joined in late, sir, but I have a question about this material and metallurgical stuff. Like now, where I'm doing my internship is what's it called? The cement industry. So this cement industry, if I tell them that I'm doing material and
cement industry.
metallurgical engineering, they'll be like, what am I doing here? Am I not supposed to be in a metal company like scrap? So in the cement industry, what is the particular job of the material scientist like that? Material scientist or material scientist in the cement industry.
Okay, so first of all, I would like to ask, you said something, you said, do you currently work there?
Okay, to help you out, I heard him clearly. He said he's an intern at a cement factory, and they keep asking him, what is he doing there? He's supposed to be in a metal scrap yard to go work as.
Okay.
Why
do you have to use the word metal scrap?
That's why I don't make the mistake. When I'm introducing myself to people, I don't tell them metal. I'm like, I'm studying materials engineering, because that word metal just I don't know, plays a game in people's head.
Yeah, exactly. You notice from the presentation as well, I started by using the word hello metals, because that's how we're being addressed. Okay, that's good. So if we ask ourselves the question without even asking ChatGPT or asking anything, I want to talk specifically directly. That cement industry, right? They're actually producing using some materials and some tools, some machines, right? Some of them, if you want to focus on maybe the production industry or the materials they're actually using, it depends on how big the cement company may be. I don't really know. I'm just saying, depending on my own layman's, view of how I see things. You can look at it. When they ask, what are you doing here? You're a materials engineer. Depending on what you are doing, I don't know what you're actually doing there too as well, but I will tell you one of the things you can do. You can begin to make research as a student. In fact, if you want to make impact before you leave there, your intern, go online, check all the cement industries, the materials they use, right, in that same cement industry that makes it, I wouldn't use the word, maybe makes it drop much better, but at the same time, there are some materials that they use that there's no way you will tell me people are not also making research about the advancements in it, that you can be able to suggest that, oh, sir, I noticed this in so country, and these are one of the things they're actually doing. Though I may not really have the full information, but I think, oh, if we
Assistant
do this,
secretary.
or
What she
what
wants
about
to
the
use.
machines they actually use? Does the cement company even go into loss? Because sometimes the machines they use, sometimes when they need to maintain it, they have to bring in maintenance engineer, and but because maybe they are not focusing, they are not paying attention to the, I wouldn't say maintenance, but in the production side of it, your work as a metallurgical engineer is maybe as a producing that same cement, but because of a particular defect, or because of the way the structure is not is making them waste a lot of those materials. So maybe you now being there in the industry is your work to say, okay, this particular tool or this particular machine they're actually
This food.
using, and this particular thing that they are complaining about in the industry, what are the ways or what are the things? Go online, check
This guy should
this
not
waste that
shout.
is happening as a metallurgical engineer. What are the steps I can take, or what kind of things you can actually get involved with that can actually help them with their production? Do you understand? Those are the things you can do. But for me to talk specifically about what you are doing there, I can't really say that because I really don't know what you're doing there. But don't mind me, I'm just joking. But there are a lot of things you can do there, depending on what the cement company does. I don't know if they're full into production or they just buy and they sell cement. Do you understand? So I'm trying to like cover everything. So
Yes,
yeah.
sir. But I was still the processing department, sir. The process department.
Okay, you work in the process department.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's good. So in your process department, what they do is they kind of like process those things that they need, that they separate maybe the defect. When I say defects, I mean like maybe things that are not necessarily supposed to be in that cement, Abby.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes we take the flow of the material, the rate at which material flows, and something like take the air supply, the escape gas, and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's good. So that's more of a work of, like Tijani said, you can say your materials engineer, or maybe the experts trying to do the, we call it material selection. I
Okay,
want to remember one
sorry.
English word.
I just want to point out something. I think where he's getting it wrong is the fact that in school, when we are doing practicals, we jump straight up in the sense that by the time we want to make cast, right, we jump into using what's it called, like scrap metals, melting them and casting what we want to cast. But I don't know if you guys have seen this video on YouTube. All you need to know about metallurgy. Our job starts from like the mining section. You come home with ores, right? You grind them, separate the gang and all of those things. That's where the mistake is coming from, because literally what you just said now is the beginning of metallurgy, like beginning of metals. The problem is just you guys are not concentrating on metal. They are concentrating on like maybe limestone and all of those that they need to use for cement. But I promise you, what you are doing there is a plus and a benefit for you. For example, if you should migrate to the southern part of Africa where mining is like a big thing, where they mine gold and all of those things, like all I can just say is materials engineering, you are chameleon. You can work anywhere in any sector. For example, I am currently an intern in marine, like in a marine sector, right? They fix ship. It took me time to figure me out, but at a point when they were testing the hull of the ship, I figured that is where I am supposed to like stay. That's like the key point. Testing materials. Then for corrosion analysis too, they did that, and I figured like, okay, this is my own field of study. Like, I don't know, you just need to figure you out. But I'll just tell you that thing you're doing, it is interwoven with materials engineering. You just need to pay attention. Like, why are they separating this limestone? Why are they using this limestone value? It's more like a quantity survey or something. Like, to them, they just know that the
Yeah.
white man told them carry 50 kg of sand and mix with 50 kg of limestone. You are the one that is supposed to go and dig deeper why it is being done that way. How would it affect if you go behind their back and had a kilo more of like limestone? That's just it. You need to figure you
Exactly.
out.
And from the research, just like what Gianni said, but that's why you notice in this training and let me say webinar as well, you notice I'm not specifically pointing out that, oh, these are how you do things. But as I know, I keep pointing you back to ChatGPT or Google, because there's little or let's say there's little we can actually do. Nobody knows it all. Let me tell you, all those word
I'm
professor,
muted.
every one of them as well. They go online,
Okay,
they
let
make
me check
research.
who the
Because
person
the
is.
word is research. You need to be able to see, what is actually
He's
being
the
done
only
now,
one
what
with
are
the
these
maker,
doing. So when you
Michael
go
speaker
online,
on.
I started doing research, asking questions like, oh, this is what we do in this our industry or this our
No,
company.
he's playing on
What
two
are the
devices.
similar things that are done in other countries? What are the other
Sorry,
materials
you're
they do? I'm
echoing. You
telling you
should
that.
turn off the mic on one device. You're echoing. I know you're using two
Oh,
devices. Sorry for that.
okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, clearly.
Okay, that's
Thank
fine.
you,
Thank
Sam.
you. So by the time you notice that from your research, we can tell you that now. From your research that you figured out and some things, even if you don't know it 100%, if you get to the root of it, beautiful and awesome for your company. But from the research, from the things people have done, even you'll be learning from it. So when you're going to meet your boss and tell him or her that, oh, this is what you identified, though. I'm telling you, at the end of the day, you might even be, this may not even happen throughout your period of you being there, do your internship. It may even be after you've left, right? You now figure out that, oh, they can actually even improve more. Like, for every production you waste, there's some materials that be wasted, or maybe it is not strong enough, or do you understand? So there's some things you will actually get to now discover. It may even be after maybe you've left and you're not doing your master's. Like I'm telling you, that's how these things happen. There are things I did in my undergrad. I moved into IT. I was even practicing as a metallurgist. I've been doing business for more than a decade, but now I'm doing my master's. Still did computer science, but in a way, I figured out branching back into metallurgy, still with computer science, right? Because I realized, because this is something huge in US, and few people are actually taking advantage. I'm like, okay, I have an advantage. I'm a tech person, a programmer who can delve into this field. And when I added 2 + 2 and 3, I was like, wow. I made my research, and currently in US, a lot of experts are also currently doing that research. I'm like, okay. So that was what really pushed me. I'm like, I have to go deep into this. You understand? Because this is something huge and big, because it is all good. That's also with you. When you do your research, I'm sure you're going to figure out something. Just by even discussing it, the thought of you discussing it with your boss alone, they're going to be like, no, this guy, they may not be paying you a lot, though, but they'll know you are thinking ahead about a lot
All
of
right,
things. So,
sir.
yeah,
So,
that's just
Mr.
it.
Senate President, please ask your question.
Thank you very much, sir. God bless you.
Mr.
Good
Senate
evening,
President,
commenters.
We can hear you.
Good evening, commenters.
Good evening.
Good
Is
evening.
anyone
Good
hearing
evening.
me?
Good evening. We can hear you clearly. Good evening.
Uh, how can we do our internships outside Nigeria, and then which networking site is better for us? That's my first question.
Okay.
Then, because I had to write them down
That's
during the
good.
course. Yeah.
Wait, I can't see my other brother.
Okay, so should I go? First one, you said how to do
Him. No,
Am
I'm
I
looking for him. I
echoing?
can't find him.
So,
Yes.
Yes, and then how can we become a research analyst? Yeah, and then
No, I'm looking for him.
how can we get to these research bodies? I think, yeah. Also, that is the 2 questions.
Okay. So number one, you said how can we do internship outside Nigeria, right? And what like platforms or bodies can you take advantage of then? Number two, you said how can you also become a research analyst with all these big companies as well that I've mentioned, right? Those are the 2 questions. So the first one, I think I'm echoing. Okay, please, I would like to leave here. I don't know if
Somebody's leaving the meeting.
I don't know if you all can hear me here. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the first one I would like to talk about, right, which is how can you get internship opportunities? Number one, remember you're a Nigerian student, right? So when I said getting internship opportunities, yes, it's possible. You can do intern with a company outside Nigeria, right? As long as you have the opportunity of doing it either remotely or they invite you. But it's not as easy as it is said. That's why you notice, I will talk about it, how it is possible. I won't say it is not easy, but you notice when I mention internship, right? Being here, I spoke about why you're in Nigeria. how you can do those internship, even when it is not, some of you are looking for CWES and IT, but I spoke about how you can yourself come up with those trainings, push it to those companies as a program, right? That you guys are doing this training that, they should, do, just taking some of your students, you guys want to be trained. You can actually take that as an internship. Is when you write to them, right? Not necessarily as, you guys want to do your CWES, I know, because you often hear things like, we've taken the students we need, maybe one student or two students. But when you guys now package it, like, because we did something like that when I was in Yabatech, right? And Tijani was also one of us, was the one of the vice presidents. We pushed it as a training for our students. And we met a lot of big companies, like big time companies, right?
Don't worry, we'll find out.
They're in Lagos. We wrote to them, told them, we're actually we're actually members of social association. We called it a 2-week training. We told them we want our students to learn social thing which they are doing, and our students will benefit from it. You can do it. So you can actually get those internship when you apply directly, or you guys can get the internship when you organize such training. Now, looking at companies here in US, you can work as a research analyst, doing the internship with them, even while being in Nigeria. How? It is from the same thing I've listed. Imagine when a US company here, they post that, they want to bring in an internship, bring in an intern for a particular maybe job. Do you know how many people that will apply for it? But I'm sure, I can tell you for a fact that a lot of people that are applying for it, they are not applying with all the profile. Forget about it. Don't think, US is posting, you cannot get it. No. When you now do these things that I said, right, you have this profile, you're a student, they want a research analyst in a particular field. So you are now a student. You've either published a paper, which is not compulsory, but I'll just mention that, if you have an opportunity of publish paper on these free platforms, on your LinkedIn profile and other things, you've published articles about researches you're working on. You've been involved in these experiments or things you've actually done. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And you have these things to actually talk about. So by the time you're actually applying for such roles, which some of them can be done virtually, because even if you are here in US, there are a lot of research analysts that don't go to company, like physically. It's remote, right?
Okay, sorry,
even the meeting
can I
they
ask
do
what
it.
you're saying? Can I ask what you're saying? So presently in Nigeria, there is one company that does it, IAESTE. Just search it on Google.
Good.
IAESTE. I think their headquarters is in Benin or something, because my goal was also to do my internship abroad, and I did a lot of research and I found a lot of opportunities. So the first thing I'll tell you to have in mind concerning internship is some companies don't want to be liable for your visa, for your flight, visa process,
traveling
like
and
the
everything,
fee and accommodation. I saw one in Canada. They specifically told me if I can ship myself to Canada right now as we speak, that they are assuring me I have my space in their company. I saw one in where's it called? Like, okay, that one does not have anything to do with it, but that one I got disqualified because I cannot drive vehicles. I couldn't drive at that point, and shame on me for that one. But all I'm just saying is, backup plan, your plan B, have your money for flights and accommodation before you start searching. Then another thing I figured is, don't go for companies like Total or Shell, because those one will be like, we have Total in Nigeria. Why are you not going to the Total Nigeria? Why do you want to come here? So it's like you want to run away, use us to run away and all of those things. So like, all of those factors you need to weigh in, but I can assure you this IA something on their platform, when you register and pay whatever fee it is. Yeah, but just please do your research, because I did not end up using it. What I did was I went on LinkedIn, I will stalk a company, stalk the staff, send them messages, get the company's email, like send my email and everything. I even tried other schools in the country I was interested in. So I was sending a letter to the dean and the HOD of each department, like, I'd like to do my internship in their school and whatnot. And some responded, they have never done this before, but since I'm applying, they would look into it for the nearest, like the people after me. And another key point is timing. If your internship is going to start March, I promise you need to start the race from May last year. It's best your visa is hanging like 6 months ahead and all of those things. So timing matters. Then have your own backup plan, because some company might tell you things like, we are willing to take you in, but you need to provide yourself here, so you are prepared, like you've covered yourself. Some are willing to pay your monthly stipends, but like they are not willing to take care of flight and all of those other things. That's the answer to your question.
Yeah, thanks for that. I was thinking of talking about it actually, because I had the idea about your own experience about
intention and doing your intern outside the country when we spoke about it, but I was being careful about talking about it. But yeah, like you rightly said, that's just the truth. Like, it is possible. There are people that have done it. There are people that some people will be some companies will be interested in them. That, oh wow, beautiful. Because see, no matter what you think you know about me, by the time you also read my profile and I send it to you about a particular field, sometimes they are interested. Like, wow, you know, this is a student who has done this XYZ, and they feel okay. So by the time they organize a particular interview with you, and you're somebody that they feel, you know, they're interested in, and the company actually have the, not all company have the budget for that. Some people just want to take people that are around them, they do the job. But if the company is now a type of company that, you know, can also bring you in, you know, pay for your flight and all sorts, believe me, you can actually get it. But I just don't want you to now just focus on as a student, oh, you want to come abroad. Like in Tijani's case, during the period when he was doing that, we were always talking back and forth, right? He had some opportunities. Some of them were even outside metallurgy. Even some, like you rightly said, they may tell you do it, it may eventually not come up later. But because you are trying to do it outside the country, doesn't also mean you neglect Nigeria. So you have to make sure you have backup, you have even backup intent. Just do it everywhere, the ones that work, but make sure you're strategic about it. So yes, that's it. Then you ask, how can I be a research analyst? Still the same thing. If you build your profile, we've spoken about these things. When a lot of people apply from all over the world, I'm telling you, it's only few people that have this kind of profile. You work on this project, you're a student, you work on these experiments, you've spoken in this place, you've published. Those are the people that they bring ahead to say, okay, research analysts, they don't expect you to know everything that they are doing. They don't even expect you to have you may not even understand their own field. It's metallurgy, but you are not an expert. They just want to see what you have been doing. So they know that because in every company, especially those outside country, they will still train you. I don't know, you know, I'm sorry to say I'm a Nigerian. You know, when we'll be employed, they may just expect you to just start working with what you know. Yeah, even if they employ you as an expert, you will still go through some trainings. So they will still train you, still go through a lot of all those things, but they will pick from the list of those that they feel, oh, this person is actually worthy of this, I can do this. And by the time they interview you, and you can as well convince them, and they feel, you know, God being on your side, definitely everything is possible. I advise you also register on that platform that TJ spoke about. All right.
Thank you very much. So, Mr. Kelvin, please, can you ask your question? No, not our Mr.
Good evening, co-metals.
Good evening.
Evening, sir.
Co-metals.
Okay, my question is, right now I'm a CUS student. You understand?
Okay.
I can see Mr. Tijani laughing.
Hello.
Sorry, not to you. I was laughing to the person around here. Sorry.
Okay.
Because he said co-metal, so he was wondering why you asked me metal. Like, he's not studying my field, so he was like, why are they calling you co-metal? So.
Okay, so I'm a student of Kwara State University.
Oh, nice.
So I'm doing my CUS at a construction company. I study material science and engineering.
Okay.
So, hello?
We are with you.
Yeah,
we can hear you.
I had the chance to do my CUS in a construction company. So, actually, I am at the quality control department.
Good.
So, I'm trying to know if that is the right path to take, or maybe there's another thing I can still do. Actually, I've been there for 3 months now.
Okay, working or doing internship?
CUS, Student Industrial Work Experience Scheme.
Yeah, that's the political. Sorry, I said political. You're a polytechnic student.
No, not polytechnic. University.
University.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Don't mind me. I simply have forgotten. I thought in Nigeria. Okay, it's when you're in your 300 level. That's when you do CUS. Am I correct?
No, I'm in 400 level.
400 level.
Yes.
Sorry, TJ. I've actually. Yeah. Okay. So you said you're working in quality control. What company is that in particular?
It's a construction company.
A construction company. Okay.
Yes.
First of all, let me ask, what's your day-to-day? Before I ask you this question, TJ, is this meeting being recorded at all? I think it's
I'm screen recording, but I don't know if the microphone is like if it's recording audio, and I guess someone else is also screen recording.
okay, that's fine. That's fine. Because I wanted to actually screen record, but I was like, I thought you record, so I
No,
left it. So
I've
basically,
been
let me
screen
be back
recording.
to you. So, yes, what's your day-to-day job there? I'm driving.
My day-to-day job, we actually perform some tests, which I don't think are really that necessary. Like, we do compression tests, abrasion, skid resistance. You know,
And he
these
said it's not.
civil engineering terms.
Sorry to cut you off. You just said they are not necessary. Like you are doing impact tests,
I
tensile
said
tests.
I don't feel they
No,
are
wait.
necessary.
Sorry, do you know how much Midwell? Do you know how much Midwell is charging to just test a brick before you build your house in Lagos? Do you know how much Midwell is charging just to test a brick to certify that you can go ahead and build your house in Lagos?
Okay.
You're actually doing a lot. Don't let your boss hear you anyway.
No,
that's fine.
I'm just trying to get on the right path here.
Yes, which I support to say it's fine. That's why I didn't say anything. So the thing is, so you may think, like what we said, you are a metallurgical or materials or mining engineer. Oh,
Yes.
Can you work in a medical field? You'll be like, medical field. How come? What am I doing there? No, it's not about that field. It's about what you're doing.
So no, gone like to go and pray.
Okay.
Why would you think marriage?
Yeah.
That's how I want us to start thinking now. And that's how you notice one of the slides I shared last was I shared nanotechnology.
Yeah.
That a lot of that if I say is it possible? What am I going to do then? No. What you have to ask is, okay, how can I actually be valuable in this field? So again, just like I spoke about the previous person, in yours, quantity survey, I don't know the level of the company, There are some that, that they do this, they do that, but you spoke a little bit about the things you do, the test. You see that test you do alone? It's a lot because they want to know how the material, because if you're doing all these strain tests and also, it means before that thing really, really goes through that particular weight of strain in future, and also they want to know the break level. They want to understand. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
So that they'll be able to know that this thing, when it is beyond this particular strain level, it will actually break. Do you understand? So those are the things that actually, the difference between two buildings, you see that one, it has, I won't use the word break, but it has cracked a building and maybe the structure kind of like bent. And there is another one that have lasted like 40, 50 years.
Yes. Yes.
It's that, you see your bridges maybe in US or Nigeria, you see the bridge that the ceramic they use, that they put it, the metal, the iron, they dip it down into the water. There are some like there are a particular time, nothing is wrong with the bridge. Like they actually take it up and they change it again. After a particular number of years. Why are they doing that when nothing's done? It's because they've actually done those tests and they are monitoring it to know that this thing in the next
5 years,
1 year, the next 5 months, it will get to that. So before they get there and lose life and lose, it's time for change. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So definitely those factors, those things you guys are actually doing, it actually matters. So now back to you. How does it really affect you as a metallurgist or as a material engineer? Yes, it depends on the field you're trying to focus on. Always know that because you're studying metallurgical and material engineering, everything you have to do is not just about metals. If they're not welding, or if they're not fabricating, or if they're not, it doesn't mean you're not doing your job. Except if for you want to focus on that. There's nothing bad about it. You don't want to focus on maybe dealing with materials, dealing with the testing. Even have you seen a metallurgical person working as a project manager in a big company that has to do with, managing everything that has to do with both the metals, the materials? There are some weird titles that when you hear, it's not about the titles, it's about what that person is really, really doing, the value they are adding. Do you understand? So for you should be the one going back to your company. This is what we are testing. Does it actually affect me as a metallurgist? Yes, we already know that those tests affect you, but based on your own interests. Now, does it really add value to you? Or what are the kind of industries, or in this your industry, what are the kind of things you really like to start? When you start asking Google, asking ChatGPT, let it list out all those things there. I keep mentioning there. Once you ask and you list out, you see other things that your company may not even be doing, the kind of test you may not be doing, and you may even be like interested. So for me, I believe your company is really doing a lot because they're actually saving both costs. They're trying to like, I don't know if they offer those tests for other companies as well, or is it just for their own product?
We do third-party tests too.
Exactly. So you see that third-party test they're doing, there are people that will produce things before they launch it. They will first bring it to your company for test. That's why cars. The reason why they will produce a car and getting involved in the impact test is because what if there's an accident, somebody's driving and hits maybe a trailer? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yes,
or maybe they produce something and there's a particular chemical that falls on the body. The only reason why iPhone can tell you they can produce a phone and put it underwater and nothing will happen is because it has also gone through some kind of test. They've covered some panels in a way. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Or the material they use in developing those things. Still, material engineers working alongside scientists and the other computer engineers, they are the ones that will say, okay, this material, when it comes underwater, it will not corrode. It will not. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So, metallurgy is actually very wide. It's very wide.
Thank you so much.
All right, so thank you very much. Does anyone else have a question before we jump into the next phase of what we are doing? Okay, AMG Square, please. You have the floor. AMG Square, are you with us?
Good afternoon.
No. Good evening.
How are you? I'm looking for recommendations on materials modeling or analysis software. Will you suggest some options or anything for me?
No. I didn't get that. I wasn't.
Yeah, said is asking for some suggestions for material selection.
Yeah, materials modeling or analysis software.
Okay, material modeling or analysis software, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Do you have an idea about anyone already?
No, that's why I'm asking. I don't have any
example of a software that does that.
I know. I want to first of all know if you've done your little Google research first. Don't mind me. I like doing that when I talk to people.
Yeah, I've searched them on AI, but I want to be specific.
Oh, he's on now. Sit now.
Okay, no, that's fine. So basically, you search them on AI.
Yeah.
Let this guy see you.
Okay, that's fine. So one of the things you definitely see, right, is maybe even if it's paid or not, we have some computational fluid dynamic softwares, right? Mm-hmm. What we're just going to do is, I don't know if some of them are actually like paid, right? That's just true because, I myself heavily didn't kind of like practice structural engineering, but just looking here, as you asked me, I was typing it here. I have some listed here. And I'm sure if you do the same thing, though I know that sometimes Google may bring out results based on your location, but if I type and use other input tools, there are some here in Spiral. Now let's see.
Flow, something.
There are a lot of them here. So I have Metrical. I have Metrical here, and I'm sure this one is in Nigeria. There's Metrical, there's form for CFD and Python. Okay, Metrical should be something that you should check. Then this MATLAB, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's no. For structure, what kind of analysis in particular? Let me ask first.
Like material modeling I don't know how to explain it actually, but I know like one of my lecturers taught us like
work?
In advanced companies like this, they need a person who can analyze materials or something like that. So I just had him, so I just thought about it now. So that's why I asked.
Sorry to ask you, like, are you talking about like solid something? You're talking about like flow, like dynamic flow or something? I need to understand.
Solid.
What's that?
Like solid something. Solid.
Oh, we have Inventor, AutoCAD, and I don't know.
Like to know the composition of the composition of materials, something like that.
No, composition. No.
Mechanical and structural.
Composition, I don't have idea.
No, I want to be sure. Somebody type both mechanical. I just want to be sure if he's talking about first, maybe modeling, like we'll be able to create some softwares, or he's talking about analysis. Like now, what you just spoke about is talking about material selection. not even analysis. He said, oh, if there are some tools whereby, you know, they want to, like I rightly said, maybe manufacturing companies, there are some, especially the Q&A people, they will decide, oh, what material is best for us to use for this particular
something,
So that is
something
when,
like that.
yeah, some of them also depend on the material.
Oh,
They will
nah, I
now
get what
also
he's talking
confirm the
about.
chemical composition and also
Yes.
all these things. I can't just
Yes.
say analysis.
Mm.
I can start telling you. There are also
FEA.
analysis too,
Someone
whereby
said
they are
FEA.
analyzing based on the results they've gotten. But you are talking
Yeah.
specifically about material
Finite
selections.
elements.
So you're talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
material selections, right? Let me do
Yes.
this at the same time with you. So we
All
can
right.
be able to do that.
FEA
Everything we can
earlier.
get is
Have
actually
you heard
online.
of FEA
So I'm
before?
typing here, typing material selection, right, for material engineers.
Finite element analysis.
And I wouldn't type in Nigeria. Let me just say softwares. Okay.
Someone even mentioned just now in the comment section finite element analysis FEA, and I checked Google. It's kind of making sense.
Well, that even makes sense. So there's even CES selectors too. So all you can check. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, there's nothing you cannot get. If I know one or I know two, I'm telling you, there are a bunch of 100 you can get online. The only limitation you may be finding is this one available here in Nigeria, or do I need to pay in the US or not? But apart from that,
element analysis,
the information you can get online is limited. Do you understand? So I want you, you know, to actually go online, not just hear from us, and don't just take the one or two things I will tell you. Go online as well. You see a lot of it. The only thing you can still ask the GPT as well, which one is best recommended as a beginner. You know, believe me, there is nothing you cannot ask, and I only like pointing people to it so that you can get information
people are already
immediately. I know that you have those things at your fingerprint. Yeah.
All right. So thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Senator, do you still have anything to ask, or we can go to the next thing on our agenda?
Yes, so I'm asking in the aspect of undergraduates or internships, or let me just say as school students who are also pursuing fast money.
Fast money, really?
We have really learned about these things. I think someone highlighted it for me. Said, how can we make money from this, especially these publications? How can we make money from all these things we highlighted here, especially from the publications? Maybe it's trying to talk about this research. Using the ResearchGate. Yeah, using ResearchGate as a point of contact and scholar.google.com. Sorry, I'm just getting it out from WhatsApp as well.
It's fine. So you're saying, how can we make money from it?
How can we make money from this, especially publications, the researches?
All right, no problem. I'll help out. And it's good, you know, you're also thinking about money. Everybody likes money. So you're already thinking about how you can replicate. Okay, but that's just a joke by the side. For me, what I would say is the ResearchGate, this Google Scholar, all we're doing there is we're getting access to researches that are done by people, right? Yes, that's the main purpose of you having access to the site. But can you make money from those things? Yes, you can. But this is the way, both directly and indirectly. Now, we're not even talking as, metallurgical engineering students. You can actually, from researching, right? We spoke about working as research assistant. There are research assistants, there are research analysts. There are a lot of people, both maybe consultants, private companies or institutions. Some of them, do you understand? So they get people they employ to do those things are people that they feel they have a little bit of track record, or maybe if you know somebody that can get you the job without having all this experience and all sorts, fine. But if you can start making money by doing that, one. Number two, if you want to go outside proper academy, right? And you want to talk about how can I, as an individual, use this to make money? There are online platforms where you can publish. You can sell these things. If you make a little research, as little as KDP. Now we are going to another business level. Now this is not necessarily. But as little as Amazon KDPs, I don't know if you know about Amazon KDP, where people buy books, they sell books and stuff like that. You don't need to make it more like a complex book, like a textbook. You don't need to. A lot of people are making countless number of money just by publishing little things. It can be storybook. You can begin to, as a student, right, make research about how you can do this Amazon KDP. Once you push the put there, people from US, from Canada, anywhere in part of the world, they buy and they make a lot of money from it. All you just have to now do is strategically, if I'm going to do that, right, what I'll do is, how can I, do this, come up with, after I've gotten all my research in a particular field,
Should I
in
still take in these
metallurgy,
people that want to
the
ask
few people are
questions?
not actually looking at, right? Turn into a story, maybe put it out there. You can market it.
It's two new
If you want to
people.
make it as a main research,
No, two.
or you
Don't
want
worry,
to tell
the first
people
two
that,
has
oh, you're
spoken.
actually helping people as well, people on
It's
how
two.
to
Should I
come up
take
with
them?
all this research, publish, because a lot of people think, oh, for us to be able to publish, you must be a registered publisher.
Okay.
It is very hard. Oh, you need money. Like the question the other person asked me, you don't need it. There are a lot of people that are even working, they are experts, they have been in the industry for like 20, 30 years. They don't understand how these things work. You can do it, you can make money from it. Even being a student, it happens even here in US. There are some students that don't know how to do all this, and some fellow other students help other people. They collect $200, they collect $300. You get what I'm trying to say? So there are different ways. But if I'm going to talk majorly that, okay, publishing on ResearchGate or this Google Scholar, what's the main purpose? The main purpose is not for you to make money on. It's for you to publish so that you can make reference to the papers that you've written or to find out information, see other papers that people have done. But can you use your own wisdom to turn into money? Of course, from the few things and other things you can think about, you can make money from there.
All right, thank you very
So
much.
that's all I can say.
Mr. Cousin, please, can you ask and let's be quick about it because we still have one more thing to address and we'll call it a night.
Okay.
Mr. Cousin, please, the floor is yours.
Good evening, everyone. Sorry, I came late and my phone is kind of low, so I'll be leaving the meeting soon. I'm a student of Power State Polytechnic. I've been following you since, and I've been on LinkedIn maybe for like a year now, and I've not been doing anything. So I'm trying to like ask for an advice on how to like have an idea of a project in order to to be a methodologist. Hello.
Okay.
It's not necessary for everybody to say that.
So I've been trying to like go into a project like so that for me to like be publishing on LinkedIn, in order to connect with people. In case at least if I finish as a graduate, I know I have the connections like to follow up. Although I followed you on LinkedIn and Mr. Abiodun, I saw your LinkedIn and link, so I followed you on LinkedIn.
Okay,
so
to answer
I'm trying to like
answer your question,
bring
right?
the idea of.
To answer your question, I feel like to shop your profile, one, then two, follow every metallurgical and materials engineering group you can see as well as our page. Then another thing is when you're searching, instead of searching for my name, Tijani Bello, search metallurgical and materials engineering. I promise you see ton of people from different schools that graduated or still an undergraduate. Then you add them, follow them, and I don't know. When you're entering people's DM again, sending message, it matters. Don't go and send a message that will see or the person will see or get irritated. Like send something like you said, inspiring, that you get to see and they're like, oh, okay, this person is making sense. I need to respond to him and all of those. That's all I can say.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. So Mr. Mujib Mahmood. Yeah, Mahmood. No, this is not Mark.
Yeah, good day, everyone. Good day, Kometa.
How am I racist?
I am the investor with the
Hey, Mystic, please, can you mute your mic? Okay.
Yeah, I'm a student of University of Learning Materials and Metallurgical Engineering. Here in our school, we are being pressured to learn loads of skills like from MATLAB, Python, machine learning, AutoCAD,
I'm useless.
So loads of skills. But the main problem is how can we, concatenate ourselves together so that what we'll be working on most is going to be related to materials and metallurgical engineering with like minds. So it's not going to be that maybe we are going to be working with other people in other field and we are going to be looking less relevant or as if we are doing something that is not even related to our field. So is there a way you can just create a group or where we can just have like minds so that can expand their knowledge. So I feel if there's a way that you can just put us through to experience, so this is going to just not create the research base, also financial and other benefits in which we can use to progress.
What did he say? Sorry, did
Yeah,
you listen to what he said?
sorry. I think that's for TJ. So one of the things I feel they should, which I believe they will be doing, right, is I don't know. Don't let me talk about projects that we've not discussed.
Okay.
But if yes, one either leaders in different schools or the national president, I'm pushing it to him, Tijani Bello. They can come up with training, something like that. We almost did something like that, if you remember, in Yabatek, right? Whereby we wanted to run an AutoCAD training for all our students. Then we were even almost doing a movie. In fact, that I said we wanted to do like a drama, but even we almost approached Dangote. Why am I saying this? Not that we almost, I wrote a letter to their body because I was a business person. I had some people like, I was just trying to go ahead. So the same thing, let your students, either in your school or maybe TJ, I'm pushing it to him, the national president, let him organize something whereby he will pull people in. Oh, I know this uncle or this man is an expert in AutoCAD. Oh, I know this person use Revit. Oh, I know this person does structural. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? You guys do that. That's what
I hide the guy. The fact that you knew that FEA.
So when people do that, like, no, organize, tell them. If it's that some people you need to pay them some amount of money, you tell them. If people don't have money, you're students, you're just trying to do this. In fact, you guys don't have money. You're looking for people that do it for you for free to support you people. You give them an award. Some people will accept. I'm sure that some people will accept. Why some people, if you know you need them, but you don't want it to look as if you don't have money, it depends on they know how to do these things. Just like you're appreciating them. It's not money. It's just, appreciate them for something. Create a structure that will suit everybody. It can be on weekends or it can be during the long break that you guys have. You guys should go all in. Have different people take different skills, different tools, right? Like you can have 4 people focusing on different areas and have students, also learn those things individually. Like if I'm a student, I'll be learning one thing, I will not learn the other thing. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So you guys can actually do a lot collectively, but that's to you guys. But if it's to me,
you are going to Terminal Bridge, then you go and turn
I'll be able to do that because I'm here focusing on some things. Even I being a president, I'm a president of like a body here in US. So there's a association called National Society of Black Engineers, like all the black students from different parts of the world in US. But the chapter in my school, that's what I represent. And we are trying to do something like this because it's only few students like me. If I'm not going to talk about mentality, I'm going to talk about computer now. Somebody like me, I can only say I'm very skilled in so many things because I've been in IT for long. Yeah, some other students that are also skilled. But what about the others? They will find it hard to get jobs and do all those things because of the opportunity they don't have. So I'm trying to, myself along other people, we're trying to like organize these trainings, bring in people, let them do it. So what you said is really a great suggestion, and I feel Tijani Belugafa and all the departmental presidents in different schools should take note of this. And if nobody is doing it, you as an individual, let me now push it to you. Try to meet people, reach out to people, make research. This consultant, you understand? Don't wait for anybody. I'm saying it now. If you guys want to do it as a collective, sometimes they trouble maybe too much, maybe people are not coming forth. You go all in yourself because you are the one that know what you want. So yeah, that's all I can say.
All right. Thank you very much, guys, for your time once again. I'm so sorry for the people that needs to go pray. I am sorry that we've been holding you guys back here, and I have to say, like, I'm very, very happy that you guys are here. So
and I apologize for taking more longer than the time I was given.
That's fine. Thank you. So next up, guys, am I doing this or the secretariat to do that? As about the secretariat, are you there, please? Can you just unmute yourself? Names Nigeria Secretariat.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. President.
Good evening, sir. Good evening. I was even referring to Names Nigeria Secretariat, Damilare. Sorry, not the other that but our secretary, Damilare. Are you with us? Sorry, is the PRO here, Emmanuel, Mystic. Are you good to address us?
Yes, I'm in still. Good evening.
Are you good to address us, or it's noisy where you are?
It's a bit noisy, but if you can hear me, I believe I could address you guys.
Don't worry. Don't let me just irritate people with the noise. I'll just go ahead. Don't worry. I'll go ahead. Don't worry. Thank you. All right, guys. So at this phase, we want to say thank you very much, and we just want to share with you one of our most recent projects done, which is our website. So officially, we now have. I'm coming. Sorry. Share my screen. Names Nigeria. Share screen. Sorry. Wait, how do I know which of the screens I'm sharing? I know, but I don't know. I can't find the frame exactly. I'm looking for the frame. Yeah, okay, this is the screen I'm sharing. All right, so guys, this officially is our website for the really for the association. So equipped on this website, right? You can download the what's it called, constitution. Then you can click on join our mess. I'm coming back to that one. Then this is few intro about us, right? And down here you can see the news of updates for most of our events and whatnot, in which we'll start updating soon. Then down here, this is the main place I want to talk about. So I created this pool whereby people who have worked in any company, be it CWS or NYSC service, like I created a pool for them to like submit the name of the companies that they did their internship at. So when you click on this browse company, you download a PDF that contains every companies where you have like someone that did metallurgical and materials engineering has been to, probably for internship or like whatever it is they were sending to. Why do we create this pool? It's for the guys behind us, 100 level, 200 level, 300 level. So when it's time for you to go for your internship, you don't need to go on Google to start searching. You just go here, look for any company you want in any city. Now, another beauty of this thing is, let's say for example, you school in ABU Zara, which is Kaduna, but you are going to be in Lagos during your internship. I'm sure and I'm 100% certain that you don't know anywhere in Lagos. You don't know companies in Lagos. So this will guide you on companies that you can actually, click on or visit to go apply for internship when it's due time in Lagos. And the list is growing continuously, and these are the faces of like the leaders, both executive arm and Senate arm. So sorry, I have to be very quick about it. Then yeah, you can always drop us a message and email. So let's just go quickly. And primarily, the next phase of this website will be uploading what's it called, past questions, but we can't do that here. We need to work well with the chapter president to build that up. So this is the main reason why we created the website, for membership, so we can have database of all our guys. And yeah, so when you click on join our mess, it takes you to our certificate portal, right? So on this portal, you join as a member, you get your membership certificate. Then on the other hand, you can always come here to verify someone else's certificates, like to doubt it if it's original or whatnot, because that happened to me when I was running for presidential post. They said my certificate was fake, so we had to work on a way to sort it out. So basically, you create an account. Sorry, where is it? Yeah, get started now. You create an account. We have varieties of schools here. If your school is missing or omitted, please do us a favor and notify us, right? Then when you create the account, you pay the 1,000 naira fee and whatnot. I'm supposed to make a run now to show you guys, but I wouldn't do that. I'll create a video, share on the group, because I need to save time. So when you enter the website, when you create your account, you log in. After logging in, you submit anything that proves that you're a student of your institution, your ID card, course form, admission letter, upload it there. Then you go pay your 1,000 naira. Your 1,000 naira you are transferring into the bank account. When you transfer your receipt, upload it also. Then you click to submit your request. I think in few minutes or an hour, there about 24 hours, we get to respond to you after we docked all of the documents on back end. Then you get a mail that says this is your certificate. So for example, I did mine earlier. Oh, okay. Sorry. Let me change that. Stop, present something else. Yeah, so for example, I did mine. So this is my own certificate. And what's the beauty of this certificate? For example, like our host said earlier today, all these things, they matter. Having them with you, they actually matter. And you could as well upload on your LinkedIn page. So I just want to make a test run of something. I saw this somewhere, or someone submitted this to me somewhere saying, oh, he's a member of Names Nigeria. So all I do is I copy this certificate ID, right? Let me go back to the website, share my screen, present something else, Names portal. So yeah, back. Yeah, so I come back here to this portal, I paste that person's unique certificate ID and I verify. So as you can see, it is showing like all of the details I use, my name, and says yes, I'm certified as a member. So this is just to get rid of the whole thingy where they say okay, it's fake and whatnot. So
Kudos to you guys,
Mr.
actually.
Thank you very much. So we'll make a video. I just had to rush this one, like, to show you guys. So I'm handing over to Mr. Vice President. If you have anything you want to say, and like the vote of thanks and closing prayer. So once again, thank you very much, guys, for coming. This is going to be a monthly thingy. So see you guys the next time. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. President, and thank you to the guest speaker who actually have enlightened us on a lot of things. And I'm very sure a lot of us have gotten one or two new things that we've not known before. And thank you all so much for also attending this webinar. I really appreciate all of you are actually appreciated, regardless of who came early, who didn't come early, and all of those things. So I would.
Okay.
Is somebody saying something?
Yeah, I'm the one saying something, TJ.
Okay.
Okay, so I purposely waited for everybody to, not everybody to leave, but for us to wait to this end. So we want to give a gift, right? I didn't tell TJ this.
Oh.
It's monetary gift, but
Okay.
I know how these things work.
I'm shocked.
So I want, if the first person that can type on the chat, but I said I was working on a project, right? Thank God I've never shared the slide. So if somebody can type in the project there, we'll give the person between 20 to 30K. Yeah.
Executive included, Abby?
No,
Please.
executive. Thank God. Please, you guys should check that because I don't know the executive.
Open your chat box. He's going to say.
So yeah. So I'd like to, maybe we can just take 1 minute for that. I'm so sorry we were just talking about
problem,
no problem.
We highly appreciate that. We highly appreciate that.
That's fine. Nobody is typing. Oh my goodness.
Type already in the chat box. Are you serious? Okay. I'm typing hi already.
Don't type I, you. TJ, I know you.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. So just wait for 1 more minute. That first person that I'm keeping biomedical implants safe. Yeah. Mahmoud Mujib. Who is that Mahmoud Mujib?
I'm looking for Mahmoud Mujib also.
Is he an executive?
No, he's not executive.
No. Representative for Investor Lauren Ames, Nigeria.
Mahmoud
not
Mujib.
an executive.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Please drop your phone number on the chat box. I want.
All right, so I'll be sending. So the Names owed you 30K. You get it from TJ. I'll send it to him.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. We really do appreciate.
Thank you.
This number, this early on.
Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate that. And congratulations to Mahmoud Mujib. I'm very sure he didn't know he would be having this such an amount before the end of the day. Well, that being said, also we'll be rewarding those who came early, who joined the meeting early enough. And we have 3 people actually who we wanted to gift, and then there's somebody who actually came into the picture. I think he's going to be a lucky person. So these 4 people actually will be issuing the certificate to them for free.
And TJ, I'm sorry.
Yes,
I think what I should have done is I'll just send some stuff to you, then you will be the one to decide. That was what I was supposed to do.
All right,
I apologize.
That's fine. I appreciate that still. That's fine.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
I was like, I shouldn't have.
No, it's all good. We're actually very good with that. We're actually good.
All right.
Yeah, so thank you so much. And for the 3 people, for the first members who actually joined this call early. Sorry, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, we have Kairat. I don't know if she's still online.
She's not, but yes, she was here first.
Okay, then we have Eleonosa. And also we have Mitchell. I think Mitchell is from Afit, right?
Yeah. He's from Afit. That was the guy that introduced himself. That's straight from Afit.
Yes, and we have Samuel Shegun. All right, those are the 4 people who are going to be getting the NAME certificate for free. And with the help of the Senate president and the Senate members, they actually really did a lot in regulating the price of the certificate, which they are the one who came up with 1,000 naira, and that's actually very good and on the fair side. And also, we need to understand that these certificates are actually very important. We need to have we need to have certificates of things that we've been members. I don't know if I am communicating this right, but whatever you are doing, you need to show for it. And then one way or the other, when you show all these things, they would believe and understand that yes, you are part of these people and you are a member of so organization or so association, and that alone would push you further than others who are members but do not have the certificate. So I urge you all to please try possible best and get the certificate. NAME's Nigeria certificate is actually very, very, very important. A lot of new things will be coming in where you would need your NAME certificate in order to get other things. And then there is also NIME certificates. Please, that's the national the MA3M themselves, they have their certificate also. Please try as much as possible to get the certificate. And we have the SNSE and the GNSE, that's the NSE certificate also. Please try and get all the certificates. So you would be able to show to anyone or anybody at any point of time that you are a member of this association, and that would actually push you further. With that being said, we'll be thanking everyone once again. I'll be thanking our guest speaker for the impromptu giveaway because we were not aware, and that's actually very interesting. And also, we'll be thanking the Senate president for being with us all through, and also the executive president who is the host of this webinar, and every other team and member of the executive council and also the Senate council. We thank everyone for coming here. We thank every student who actually joined this meeting, and we really appreciate your efforts. And basically, we in the national body will keep doing our best to bring out what we can onto students. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. I wanted to ask, maybe want you people to give me my own certificate so I can be telling them. I'm just joking. Just joking.
Yeah, but I even need to ask you here now openly, since our name is like NAMES, like student, hence like the name. Is it possible we still award certificate to graduate members?
Which graduate members?
Because
just for this event?
Yes. No, like NAMES, like the NAMES certificate, membership certificate. Can we award to graduate members?
Yes, we can award.
Okay. So yes, then we owe you one, no problem. We owe you one.
Oh, to me. I was just
okay.
All right now. It was nice speaking with you all.
Sorry, Mr. Aziz. I don't think you're done. I sent you a message on WhatsApp. How do you plan on attending to that, please? Aziz Fawaz, Mr. Vice
All right,
President.
yes. I'm just checking that now. The other 6. I really didn't get the question.
It was supposed to be 10. You just handed 4, so the other 6.
Oh, okay. Definitely. I would get a way to handle those. I think Mystic here is actually an executive member.
Okay.
Isn't it?
Yes, he is.
PRO.
Yes, he is.
Okay. Please, first thing first, those 4 that I've actually called, please try to drop in your contact details where we can actually get through to you guys so we can help you. We can send the gift. And we have seen Mahmoud has already dropped it. So for the other 6, because we are planning to give out 10, for the other 6, should I do it as a contest? I think that would be it. So the first 6 people who are going to drop their phone number in the in-call messages right now are going to get the certificates for free. First 6 people. We have Ogize Osas, Abdulalim Salahuddin, Mahmoud Mujib, Mr. Senate President, how na? Barakat Oidawala, Alkowi, AMG Square, Mitchell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mahmoud Mujib, you've actually won something today already, so I would think we should give that spot to someone else. You can still give us just 1K in that 30K now. So these are the winners of the 6. For the remaining 6 slots, we have Ogizian Osas, we have Abdulalim Salahuddin, we have Barakat Oyedamola, and we have Abdul Kawi Qasim. I thought this guy said his battery is low. How come he's still available?
I want to beg for something.
Okay.
TJ.
Okay, sir.
Yes. I don't know if you guys will permit it. Okay. And I want to do it on behalf of, is it Mahmoud? Who won that one? Is it Mahmoud?
Yes, Mahmoud Mujib.
Yes, Mahmoud.
Okay. In case you guys still want to give a financial support, is that I make him on longer, or we give 20 while he share the 10? I don't know if it will be fair like that.
I don't get. Sorry.
Okay, so is that we give the 30, why I can say add and give us the stuff, or from 30 we can take 20, give it to the Mahmoud, and the 10 we can share it between people.
I don't know who Mahmoud is. I don't want to offend Mahmoud.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm proposing.
Someone here, let me return my camera. My work partner said he wants to give us 10,000 naira. So he's paying for 10 people. He's paying for another 10. So however you want to disburse that.
Yeah, because I don't just want to be as if it's just one person that is just getting.
I'll give you the association account to send it there. Me too, I'm sending there.
How I wish I discussed it with you before just. But anyway, I think it's the Mahmoud's God that is working. I just made it happen like that.
Okay, no problem.
So are we saying we have another person who is going to be giving out 10 certificates to 10 people?
So that makes it 20 originally like that. And I don't know what our guest speaker is saying. So yeah.
Yeah, if I understand what he's saying, he said he wants to have another 10 people also.
So that makes it 30 in total.
Yes.
Okay, no problem.
No, I'm saying should we leave out of that 30, or should we leave everything like that?
Mahmoud Mujib, the power is in your hand.
Maybe
Do you want to donate to the association, or you are good with your giveaway?
If you are good, no problem.
We should So it's just best to let it be, like from what you said already.
Okay. All right.
Thank you very much once again, guys. So closing prayer, please.
Sorry, we said?
I said closing prayer so we can relieve the others. Or how do you plan on giving the other 10? Someone said here that he wants to hand out.
Honestly speaking, I'm already busting my head on how to do that.
Okay, I think you should take a screenshot of everybody here. Take a screenshot of everybody here. I think we are presently 22 in the meeting, so there is subtraction and I don't know. Just take a screenshot then. I think they should drop their number again the same way. So you count 16. You had 4 originally, so you're counting 16 numbers to go for 16 numbers in total.
All right then.
Okay, thank you very much.
The president has said it all.
Thank you very much.
So please drop in your number and
it's going for the
we are
first
good
16.
to go. All right, thank you so much, everyone. Once again,
thank you.
We really appreciate. In fact, giving, I don't know if it's going to be right, but I'm giving this special appreciation to Michelle, who has been with us since. In fact, I did not expect him to still be with us by now.
Thank you very much.
We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
And every other people that are here, we really appreciate. And let me hint this in. Definitely we'll be having
more monthly webinars coming in. And as our president has said, every webinar will come with every giveaway. So prepare, prepare, and just be there. Just be there. It can come in anytime, any day. It can even come in between the webinar speech. Just be available. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate that. The executive appreciate that, and the senators also appreciate. And let me give the Senate president to please appreciate them on behalf of the senators.
Mr. Senate President, are you with us? Mr. Senate President. Well, I think he's not.
Yes, so I'm on WhatsApp here busy shouting that we are jubilating nobody.
I guys jubilating your group.
Yeah, I really want to thank everyone that is here. Hello, are you hearing me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I wanted to get the question back again.
Yeah, so I said you should just appreciate everyone who came to this webinar on behalf of the senators.
Okay, to the national body of students of materials and metallurgical engineering, I, the Senate President, Right Honorable Distinguished Senator Barrister Comrade Wanisi Manuel in a series Wakanda, SAF, that is Senior Advocate of Federal University of Technology, Owerri, extend warm greetings and best wishes from the Senate for a productive and fulfilling month ahead. We embark on our new endeavors, and this meeting, we really appreciate the national body on it. I'm excited also about this event and this monthly webinar, and we are really we are really happy because this webinar is really making us aim to explore innovative approaches and cutting edges technologies in material sciences. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much. So, Mr. Secretary, please, maybe we should just give this this thing. Let everybody go back to their houses.
Thank you very much. God bless you. We'll give you a certificate of
Damilare.
Attendance because you literally attended this.
They should call me that metal stuff.
All right, please wrap it up for us. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, metals.
All right, take care, guys.
It's true. We need to work.
TJ, we'll talk later.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye. I did your done closing prayer.
Okay, I think Damilare is not around. So, the closing prayer, we give thanks to God Almighty for allowing us witness this, and we pray to Him. We pray to Him to spare our lives more, to witness more of this, and also to better our lives and to be better engineers and metallurgical engineers in the nearest future. And we thank God Almighty for taking us this far in life and bringing us this far. And also we pray to Him never to stop showing His mercy and blessing in our lives. Amen.
Amen.
Have a lovely night, everyone. Thank you for coming once again.